Yo, what's going on everybody? Xanthos Vice here. We are finally back with some more Punching Gray Raven. Hope you guys have a great start today. I'm sorry I didn't actually get to stream yesterday. It was my hope to do so, but I'll be completely honest. I was just really burnt out for some reason. No, it wasn't because work was hard. If anything, it was pretty easy, but I don't know why. I was just so tired, and before that, I was just grinding on Metaphor just because I wanted to do some of it out of the way so then I could focus more on just like completing Quest the next time I stream it. So it ended up going a bit further than I thought. So I was like, fuck it, I'm too tired for this. So I just decided to wait until today, which was normally supposed to be it. So yeah. Anyway, where we last left off, we had finally finished the Polaris Bond chapter. And it's really good because it really gives me a better understanding of Cao Long's position and what exactly they were doing in regards to what they've done for the world government. And I can kind of see why Chu had kind of drawn herself or put some distance between them ever since Trilogy. Because yeah, they had all been going for their own intentions. They all had secret objectives that they tried to fulfill under the guise of helping humanity. So it is understandable at that point that it's like she needed to focus on her people first rather than mankind, because in the end that's who she mainly is meant to rule after. I think it's good that she can't really forgive herself, but she still accepts what she's done, but she knows that the mindset isn't completely subjective in the sense that there are many different ways to fight for humanity in their own way, so I can appreciate that. So yes, we're finally gonna go back to the extra chapters and start moving along, because goddamn, I feel like I've let Polaris Bond stick around for too long compared to what I should have, but again, I guess I was mainly focused on trying to finish or catch up on other games that my focus to PGR had lessened. But yeah, today we're gonna do the extra chapters. I don't know if we'll finish it, probably not, but yeah. But first we have to go finish the Cao Long extra chapter, because there was some extra stuff I needed to do, if I remember correctly. I think it was the hard difficulty stuff. Yeah, the hidden stuff. Again, I don't remember if it's like this would have set something up for chapter 13 for Fake Ascension, or if this is just for a long-term thing. Oh, okay, perfect. I don't know what day it refers to, but I am currently in my active startup cycle. Next startup cycle is in. I don't care about that. The conversation you showed me earlier. Are you referring to the hour-long conversation? Yes. Play it back for me again. As you wish. Oh, okay, no it is. Okay, good. It does set up for it. Waju, how can humanity survive under such circumstances? All data has been parsed, but no such method exists. Regardless of the method, humanity will only end in destruction. Earth has already experienced 5 mass extinctions. Humanity is merely just a visitor on this age-old planet. According to the consciousness simulation, you already know the answer to this question before asking me. Why did you ask me? The motion sensors detecting you not moved in over 20 seconds. Can we only place our hopes in the future, but the people in the present? I don't understand your question. That was a rhetorical question, Waju. Whether we expand the scope of civilization for humanity to incorporate the rest of the Earth, would you still give me the same response, Waju? But this conflicts with your original intent. A goal is worthless if it is unattainable at the onset. I want something that can actually be achieved. I've adjusted the input range and parameters to meet your requirements. I want results. Very low probability, but not impossible. Changing the scope has made certain options possible now. That'll do. Why do you say so? Perhaps I'm beginning to understand my mixed emotions. The recording ends here. Don't you find it strange that you were showing me this piece of information? I'm simply presenting the facts as they were. That is all. I cannot comprehend what led you to form this view. I have detected silence that does not conform to the logic of the current conversation. All I know is, what you showed me was not what I had asked for, and that it's not what we decrypted from your main memory. So as an AI without emotions, who inspired you to show me these records? I didn't think an AI could fall silent. This involves highly classified information. Very well. We'll find out, whether you like it or not. Say, maybe even now. Looks like you aren't very good at keeping secrets. This digital signature leads to the record you just showed me. I need to know who left it. Tell me. Code 87533D4 is the Kowloon Chamber of Commerce's highest encryption authority. It was directly signed by the leader and encapsulated with a permanent digital watermark. I must not divulge this information. If there is something I want to know, you can't hide it from me. Don't blame yourself even though I know you won't. So, why would the leader of Kowloon want to give this information to the enemy? Additional information on the signature uncovered. Shall I display it? I see. This Kowloon leader even knew I'd get my hands on this information. Show me. I already know who saw this message, but I want to clarify something. Kowloon and the Tabula Akasha are just necessary measures taken with the belief that mankind is bound to perish. But I'm not afraid, even if there's the smallest of chances. I believe in the possibilities of mankind. So if anyone can defeat me and take Huaju, the moment Huaju is taken, I'll decrypt all of the memory files. No need to waste time. These files are necessary to rebuild civilization. I have one more detected silence that does not conform to the current conversation logic. Perhaps this explains why we extracted data from the database almost effortlessly. Even effortlessly finding information on an experimental high-gain antenna cluster belonging to the world government, buried somewhere in the Arctic Route Union. I have trouble parsing whether your speech is sarcastic or complacent. Perhaps both. After all, your leader must never expect you to end up in the hands of humanity's enemies when leaving this message. I'm unable to discern your relations to human civilization, and I will faithfully execute the orders of Lady Chu. When you're curious about what I will do when I get my hands on the antenna cluster, maybe I'll just act like the people before the Golden Age, wearing wreaths on their heads, broadcasting pop music around the world. I have no curiosity function. If that is what you want, I am only programmed to tell you how to achieve your goal. How dull. Forget it. The last puzzle piece is up ahead. Let's finish this. Getting sick of humanity. I see. Maybe this is like detailing a bit more into like why Huaju was helping us, right? Because it was still kind of meant to support humanity, even if it did end up in someone else's hands. If that is the logic I go with for this. Gabriel, did you think Miss Luna has been acting quite strange recently? She's even appearing on the battlefield. Our leader appearing on the battlefield boosts troop morale. It shouldn't be considered strange. Forget it. Why'd you throw at me? Reminds me, did she really handle that all by herself? I guess. She said we don't have to provide her any support. We can just withdraw once we complete our mission. Sounds like something she'd say. You spend more time with Miss Luna than we do. Don't you find it a bit off? No, not really. But I guess Miss Luna has been spending more time by herself than usual. And you still don't find it strange? Huh. But Miss Luna and Miss Alpha are just the same as ever. Oh, you're just... I had you keep an eye on her. Any news? Well, You got nothing with a direct confrontation. What makes you think I'd have any updates? She seems to be traveling aimlessly as usual. That's the dog that didn't bark, dear Watson. Based on the signal we recently sent out in South America, she seems to be acting as if nothing happened. Maybe she didn't catch the news. As you know, ground relay is slower than it used to be. Is there any possibility that we've all been gravely mistaken? What if she doesn't really care? If so, then she is by no means a good agent. Who stipulated that an agent must be loyal to their duty? Do you even know how agents are created? Look, even we don't know. Non-agents know nothing about agents. That's the issue. It's beginning. What's going on? Wouldn't forcing them away achieve her goal already? Miss Luna is trying to bring destruction upon them all. This does not bode well. We reveal our hand too early. All while Babylonian She still have their hands covered. We're forced to be on the passive. So there is a traitor amongst Grey Raven. But again, doesn't really seem to have established which side they're on. Well, at least that's a good enough hint as it is. Because I don't think that's really explained yet either. Even after Freak Ascension, so maybe it's something for much later. Let us wait and consult with Miss Luna when she returns. Perhaps we no longer need to lurk in the dark. Maybe. Just maybe. Indeed, this is all quite amusing. And with the addition of Huazhu, this has become all the more interesting. If only I had spared your life. I'd say the same thing if I were you. I'm sure me being alive has been quite the thorn in your side. But as you know, I've never really cared about it. You're still used to me now. Useful to you? What do you mean the two old guys above you? You know I can't answer you that. Never expect you to anyways. So, what's with Huazhu? What information do you have in exchange? Enough intel to keep you away from the tip of Babylonia's spear in the coming days. Fair enough. Let me ask you this. What purpose does Huazhu serve? Huazhu is an AI. As for its purpose, that's for its owner to decide. You're right. My point is, Huazhu may have a new master. Has their master really changed? So, the plot thickens. Last question. How big of a piece do you want of the pie? Who said I only wanted a piece? What if I want the whole pie? You can certainly try. Okay. Again, kind of makes me think it's Murray, but at the same time, I don't know. Because there could be multiple agents for different reasons. That's the thing, is you can't trust everybody who's in Babylonia or Daresar or whatever the hell it is. You know what, I want to set up this new team that I finally have together now. Because I finally leveled up Hypnos to the bare minimum that I need him to be for the Lady Tree squad, so let's go with it. Ah, damn it, I can only go with one? Fuck you. Well, then again, I guess it's probably just gonna make me Luna anyway, so... Fuck it. Asa was one to always make his presence known, whether it was issuing orders, formulating tactics, or even if just to keep others in high spirits. This is not the usual Hassan. The only thing the crew could see are the thin outline of his neck and the great tufts of hair. Luster Soka begins to hear whispers around her as icons and documents pass before her eyes. Supply lists, troop mobilizations, power negotiations, reports, maps sent by reconnaissance, gray market transactions with the Forsaken. and intel mandates from Actolog. Celica scans the various technical documents where eyepiece, selecting key intel to be reduced into 200-word reports. There's no time for details, so she must ensure that everything is complete and correct. I still have a long day ahead of me. How am I already tired? Just how many summary reports are there to file? Ms. Celica, this is the detailed supply request on the fence enhancement plan was submitted by personnel from the ARU's core logistics team. Oh, apologies. I have a high priority human intel report to file. Now's not the time to lose your cool. Understood. Submit to the database due to compliance link according to Omega confidentiality protocols. It's either now or never. It's the only choice according to your plan. There's no time to waste. I know. President? What is it? Vacant, hesitant, perhaps even a hint of fear. If Celica had to describe his expression, it would be like if someone killed for the first time. As of 10 minutes ago, a total of 76 decision reports have been sent to your encrypted terminal. Please be sure to process them at your earliest convenience. Got it. However, I've already given them a once-over. There aren't any urgent documents that require an immediate response from you today. If there's anything that requires your attention today, or if you'd like to take a day off, I don't think Babylonia will go up in smoke. I see. I'm serious, President. How much sleep did you get last night? I didn't get any. Please, go get some sleep. That's not necessary. Please. But I still have 76 decision reports to process, right? None of which require a response from you today. Alright, you insist. I'll process these lying down. That'll count as rest. It's causing to bump into someone on the stairs. What's wrong? It's not like you to leave the command bridge so early. It's not like you to come to the command bridge at this time as well. I brought something that you need to look at immediately. Let's go to the conference room. Forget it. ETI, Hidden Technical Interface version 1.417. Testing. There's a Palix of the Babylonia Task Force. Ouroboros HQ. It's the Ouroboros team. We have entered the mission site according to plan and have begun the surveillance mission at New Mermans. As contact by the name of Palix finishes speaking, he rotates the camera away from himself, points at a cluster of mountains. We'll oversee on-site command. Sergeant Norwell is accompanying me. Hey Norwell, you're in position. I was in place ages ago. I'm already filling out the artillery range table. Copy. Now entering monitoring position. I'm in position. Finished with the pre-calibration? So send it over. 7 pre-calibrated locations at 2 hot zones transmitted to your terminal. Just have one problem. Well, spit it out. Why send 2 Babylonia Task Force on independent missions to New Mermans? You should know when to keep your mouth shut. Don't you know who we take orders from? Commander Nikola, no? Alright then, there's your answer. You mean, learn to keep your mouth shut. Same time at the ARU Captain's office in New Mermans, Airport ruins. Once an air traffic control tower, the place was refitted into an office. Captain, this is the fleet service report. Well, looks like it's over. Fortunately, we finished up everything before spring. Indeed. Now we just need to dispose of Amberia's remains in the Research Institute. and clear up any loose ends with those involved. I'll handle the Research Institute, and I'll leave you to clear up the loose ends. I don't want to deal with this kind of shit anymore. Take care of it ASAP. This affects our first trip out to sea. There won't be enough food to sustain us. Relax, this cover-up will be easy now that Babylonia's getting involved. As long as no one connects us with this bit of history, we should be able to continue peacefully with those hypocritical Babylonians and Forsaken. And of course, I'll need you to placate the Forest Guards as well, Captain. What's going on, Captain? That's Kaplan, the research director of the former Research Institute. From the building in the settlement to servicing our ships, couldn't have done it without the support from the former Research Institute. Just returning the favor. In other words, you've been cooperating with these sinners, haven't you? How do you think I maintained the ARU for so long? Enough. Next up, take up what you can from the Research Institute and distribute them accordingly. Then destroy the Institute. With that, we'll erase our debt. So just barely pull the wool over Babylonia's eyes. As for the Forest Guards, it will no longer coax them into serving the ARU. Must treat them with kindness. After all, I did absolve the Forest Guard of sin. I'm sure they'll give us the respect we deserve. Can't criticize your behavior as a member of the ARU, but what could go wrong? We weren't the ones that sent them to the Institute. I just did everything within my power. Alright, this matter's over and done with. No more further complications. You don't want past ghosts coming back to haunt the ARU, do you? Understood. It's almost spring. The top priority is to ensure we have stable food supply. So they were still keeping secrets from Babylonia. I mean, to be fair, it makes sense, because this was a very important project for them in the first place. Even if it was. And even if it's like they did tell us, they still did try to create a small army for any time after the punishing was done with. Starting as a white glow in the sky, it expands rapidly in front of the two fishermen, burning their eyes in a flash. The high-brown cover to escape the blinding inferno, trying desperately to not look at it directly at it. The port side becomes submerged in the increasing intensity of the light. When the gaze of the two fishermen, steel buildings turn to dust and blistering heat. It's a warning giver. What was said was already been said. Leave. The white figure summons what appears to be a railgun from the void around her. Begins charging again. Even the railgun brings the fisherman back to reality. Finally noticed the white figure before them. That came fear. It's been a while since I tapped into the power of the Ascendant. I might be a little rusty with controlling it. But no matter. Let this be a warning. Not to mention, give hostility nor an act of repression. It's a white figure moving without haste. Too much to even call this a fight. However, this must be punishment for previous wrongdoings. Knowing all the actions of those punished, she proceeds forward as she continues her onslaught. Damn it! What is that thing? Compare visual features. Hurry! Captured image has been sent to your terminal. It's Luna. Damn it. Why is she here? What strategic value does this serve to the Ascendants? No, it doesn't matter either way. Not like we can access this intel. Just have to do what we can for now. Connection request sent to Babylonia. However, it takes some time to establish a handshake protocol. I won't hold my breath. Let's use a server in the nearby conversation area to set up a data transfer. That way, even if we can't establish a connection, we'll also have a copy of the data in the conversation area. Then we'll release 2 drones we brought to capture imagery and energy readings on Luna from as many angles as possible. Then what? What else is there? All we can do is wait on Babylonia. But don't think that you can be a hero just because you have special equipment. We need to send the correct data to Babylonia instead of getting killed here. Roger that. Oh, so this is one day we're already trying to do research on Luna. Well, to be fair, she hasn't really been on the front lines as much before this point and before Fake Ascension, so I can see why they would need as much intel.
Guardian, hi, enjoying the new patch?
Yo, what's up, Guardian? I haven't really gone to like the new stuff yet, just because, again, just trying to focus a bit on main story since I was on Polaris Bot for too long in like the past couple streams. I mean, I'm gonna try to be doing more PGR streams now before classes start up again. But even so, it's like I want to at least move on to chapter 14, or at least finish the exit chapter, then do this new stuff with Luna, and then I'll go to chapter 14 or something like that. I don't know. Like I said, I'll figure that stuff out later. But yeah, that's the plan for now. But how are you enjoying the new patch so far? You know, Luna has already destroyed most of the port area where a display of power. This also gives the people in the settlement enough of a warning to some other forces. Though Luna is nowhere to be seen for the Arctic dwellers, with the havoc she's wreaked, it's more than enough to throw the settlement into chaos. What's going on? Where are the attacks coming from? My house. Who can tell me what's going on here? A railgun. Someone shooting at us with what appears to be a railgun. Hurry. Dispatch all messengers. New Sophiasburg, the border commune, and the Forsaken must all be notified. Do whatever it takes to call reinforcements. There's no time for that. Captain, we still have a ship. How about... Scouts report that the enemy is 5 kilometers away and closing. There's no time to embark. Stay calm. We all work together and nothing will... As Dyson tries to ease the sailors, he suddenly notices the research director leaving the settlement accompanied by several people in white coats. Halt! Kaplan! Where do you think you're going? Are you joking? Who'd want to die in this pathetic excuse of a settlement? I'm going to the Research Institute for a while. Then I'm going south in search of Hectorlek. Are you joking? What makes you think I'm joking? I don't know what you're up against, but it has nothing to do with me. Damn you, Kaplan! Dyson says, when did you think we were equals? Do as you please. I'm leaving. Coward. Sorry you had to see that. Anyways, let's do all we can. And he reminded me, the walls of the Institute are interlaid with armor for defense purposes. He has a key to open the armored door. So do I. If he doesn't care, neither do I. If we can maintain the defensive line, then we'll retreat into the Research Institute as well. Understood. What about the elderly and children who have difficulty moving? Evacuate them to the refugee shelters beneath the old theater. 3 rooms should be able to comfortably hold over 100 people. If we win, we'll let them out. If we lose, someone will let them out. Eventually. That's the best we can do. Damn it. But I still gotta foot the bill for this mess.
After a blast already, pulled Luna and got Vigil from farming. Should be kind of
nice. Alright, cool. Battle's ended before it even begins. Dyson's stupefied over the current situation. All they can see are melted buildings, punctured steel, exploded ammunition, and bodies evaporated by light. I even know how the barricades and bunkers disintegrated, or how the devastating white light melted half of their air control tower like butter. White figure maintains pursuit. Never too far, never too close. Why is she here? What for? Dyson no longer cares anymore. He's long since lost the strength to do so. Living. It's the only concern in his mind right now.
good. About Tsukihime Remake, so I had to sit down and read that too.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, because I saw it was like pretty hard to like get a copy of it. Again, I still have to get a copy of it as well for my Switch, but then again, what's the thing I would have to buy again so then I could show what I play from Switch onto the stream? Damn it. I don't remember what it's called, because it's like, I want to try to finally start saving up for that thing. Because I do want to stream Remake, because I want to know what's going on with it. But then again, I guess I do have to start with Witch of the Holy Night first, before I do it. I mean, I know I don't have to, but I would like to do it just for some background information on, like, the kind of world it is. A capture card. Oh, okay. Capture card. Do you know a good capture card that will work for the Switch, if it's okay with me asking, Guardian? Yeah, I want to make sure it's like I know what I'm saving up for. Captain, what are we gonna do when we get there? There's no chance against her. The Kaplan won't stay calm. As soon as danger approaches, he'll play the ace up his sleeve. Just like Stacy foretold, several turrets and missile launches protrude from the wall of the Institute and began firing on Luna. Explosions of smoke enveloped her in an instant. Turrets continued to bombard the area in an unending stream of explosions. Captain, what do we do now? What else is there to do? While they're busy fighting, we run. As the bombardment continues, Stacy and the others make their way to the Research Institute entrance. Stacy inputs the key code, and everyone enters the elevator and proceeds on the ground. Sorry about that. Just wanted to drink some more water. Alright, we'll be safe on the ground. Once the fighting is over outside, we'll look for Kaplan. Then we'll make him pay. Slowly. Captain? Yes? Where are we? This is the safest place in the entire Research Institute where the armored plating is thickest. This place is on the map. It's where the Institute conducted preliminary screenings for test subjects. In other words, it's a execution chamber. What did you say? See these pillars? Cap and the others told them that this is the reception hall of peace. When time comes, test subjects were taken to the sealed observation room and then injected with experimental drugs. Just like that, they would filter out the most suitable test subjects from over 200 people to proceed into the next phase. The captain must be in the observation room as we speak. Captain, how do you know this place so well? Did you... Shh, quiet. He's busy dealing with that monster right now. We want the time to check what's going on behind the observation room, so we can sneak in once the battle subsides, got it? Keep quiet and I'll let go.
Elgato is 140, but this 4K 60 FPS. Oh, okay.
I mean, I usually just play in 60 FPS anyway, or at least that's what I do for my streams on my OBS. And it does for all platforms. Oh, okay, cool. Again, I'm gonna have to ask one of my friends if they can tell me how to exactly use it. 'Cause, yeah, I don't know much about this kind of stuff, but I think you can give me a hand. How much do you really know? Well, like, I didn't help them kill anyone. When this is all over, Captain, you have a lot to confess. What's that? This can't be. There were 6 floors of armored plating disguised as steel structures. Even railguns shouldn't be able to... What on earth are we up against? It's coming from the wall in the direction of the observation room. Hurry, hide behind the pillars. It's Kaplan. The remaining half of the man thrown onto the ground is wrapped in a white coat lying amid the wreckage of concrete and steel. What is it you want? I'll give you anything. That won't be necessary. How lucky I must be. You telling me about this place is more than enough. I've already found what I'm looking for. You are of no use to me now. No, please! Why are you running? You know it is meaningless. Having said that, Luna makes no attempt at stopping the desperately crawling man, though she even aimed a railgun at him. Seems as if she's waiting for something. The research director finally climbs to a half-collapsed pillar. Just as he's about to take cover behind it, he sees Tyson hiding behind one of the pillars. You... At that moment, a white beam destruction devours him. Come out. Don't think you can hide from me. Oh, wow. Shit, this attack happened? Or actually, no, yeah, because we did kind of establish that Huaju needed something else in order to access Babylonia. Why? Do you mean why I killed him? Or why I want to kill you? It's all for the same reason. Sorry, but I don't want him to die right now. He still has a lot to explain. Oh shit! Oh wow, I am just gonna battle with just this one character. Okay. Ooh. Nope. Ooh. I did not think it was gonna summon 3. Okay, good. Oh, damn it. Supposed to be dodging. Nope. Gotcha. There we go. I've already had to deal with enough bullshit with the Polaris Bond boss. This ain't mean nothing to me. Ah, great. Go. There's still time. Don't get me wrong. You did a lot of terrible things. But still the ARU's captain. But I don't need you to sacrifice for me. Oh shit. Nope. Nope. Ah damn, I already died once. Terrific. Never mind. This kind of bullshit was just gonna happen anyway. Damn. Trying to do without a dash. Oh well. May you rest in peace. You're the only one left. You're right. Humans. How pathetic we are sometimes.
Solos are hard in PGR. Yeah, fair.
Never die when they should. When they realize they must live, they try to end it all again. What are you trying to say? I always thought that they would come when I could finally put this all to rest. The forest god will gradually earn their freedom. We'll gradually free ourselves from the technology of the old institute. And we can forget all about this bullshit. As if it never happened. Everyone bathed in the sunlight. Without any grudges. Perhaps I could have too. Now I know. That time will never come. Are these your last words? No. If anything, this is my repent. It's okay. You don't need to do anything. I've long since been ready to go down with this ship. I just hope you stop. Please don't hurt the ARU anymore. That is your problem. Looks like it. Dyson presses the detonator, triggering a continuous dull rumble to shake the wall. The whole hall deforms and disintegrates in an instant, including every Dyson room. Damn! Seriously? This all happened with the ARU and we didn't know anything about this? Well, then again, I guess maybe that's also why Babylonia had to launch the attack then, right? Because it shows that they were getting closer to something. Especially that they were able to do it and Babylonia was practically powered. But then again, they didn't report anything. I guess their main objective was just to figure out any information about the Ascendants. Because like they said, they were just trying to focus on getting information on Luna.
The Forsaken and the Forest Guard have roused an offensive. That's good enough. You can head back, sis. Let them come. Sure. But yeah, keep fighting. I don't know how much longer I can hold back. Is your work finished? Yes. I got the antennas buried in the pillars, just as Waju said. I see. Yet you don't look pleased. Just witnessing stupidity, as always. Isn't that so? Tell the others to retreat. I'll catch up with you later. I've already contacted Roland and Lamia. We'll be stopping the attackers in other directions. But Gabriel, we can leave him. I'll retreat shortly after.
Why go so far? Mine echoes with confusion that I've been festering since the onset.
Waju.
Yes?
Even after reading the information you showed me, I still can't understand what the so-called human possibility is. As a population, humans are extremely complex creatures, which cannot be explained by a single definition. That doesn't mean your analysis for Chu was correct. Without further information, Cinder Luna is unwilling to explain the nature of Ascendant to assistant computing. It's not something that you, made by humanity, can understand. Alright, enough. Cinder Luna's question does not yield a valid response. That will not be necessary. The Ascendant is the only way forward. Only those who can share their power with me are qualified to live here once this is all over. Until then, it's pointless to mull it over.
That's all the worthwhile info. It's unusual for the Ascendants to attack a human base directly. Don't forget about Cao Long. You mean, she had an ulterior motive. We don't know exactly what they're trying, but judging from previous behavior, seems likely. Other than this, there's something I'm more concerned about. What did you do? Info all thanks to Grey Raven Commandant. Looks like you're slower than I am. I have the original data. You have the research data. They're not the same. Not to mention, the direction is different, I understand. But it serves the same purpose. What is it? I just thought of something. I need to get going. I guess I really should hit the sack. Before that, I should take this to Asimov. Hours after Luna destroyed the area.
I can't wait for you to get to Chapter 17, Surviving Lucerne. So I'm part after you.
Really? I'll take your word for it. I mean, you never steered me wrong so far.
Standing on the ruins and dust from the disaster, while Nabi Rosetta's olfactory receptors are accosted by a foul and pungent odor.
Package of blackened earth cover the surrounding sky. All they can see are shapeless debris and red scorch marks from high temperature blasts. Zen and Diana cannot imagine that the once bustling settlement is now only filled with the sound of flames and crackling debris.
How can this be?
Seeing this, everyone appears to come to their senses. So this is what should be done at a time like this. Not just sit here and wallow in pain. Everyone spread out a meteor port and begin searching.
Rosetta? What is it? Do you really think we'll find any survivors? We won't know unless we try. But, quiet. Make yourself useful. Do not forget hope out of fear. We'll never give up hope. Right.
On the other side, Clark, who had just finished his report, notices that Watanabe is no longer responding as diligently as normal. Rather, he appears to be lost in contemplation as he watches people hurriedly working in the ruins. Leader? Go and help. Zorda said we can't forget hope out of shock and fear. I need to think about further down the road.
We are the Forsaken. Never we forget. Always thought I'd seen enough dead people during my time of war. But today I realized that we remember. That's why we're here. Whether flesh or machine, humanity's still just dust in the wind. Even settlements feel little against the gale. Enemy wants to destroy us as so powerful that even with my knowledge of war, I can't find a way to defeat them. Ascendants, what must we do to defeat you? But no matter how many times you destroy us, people will remember. Atop these ruins, they'll build anew. And this, you will never understand why. And even if you did, make your presence known here. We won't just sit here and let you run free. Oh, right, the people that are hiding out in the shelters. Right. Because Dyson had them hide separately. Probably better anyway, because he probably figured in the back of his mind, like, maybe they'll go after the institutes. So probably better that he hides at it there and lets everyone else hide somewhere. Right. It takes a lot for me to say the writing is on par with Type Moon. Really? Actually, on par with Type Moon. Damn, you give it a lot of praise. I expect gloriousness from this. Well, when I reach chapter 17. Damn. I can't believe they did Styson like that, man. He was finally trying to redeem himself, and this is what happens. Shit. Oh well. Rip Styson in the chat. At least he tried to do something good at the end. Again, doesn't really make up for everything he's done, obviously. But still. At least in the end, he showed he cared more about the people than himself. At least I would expect it to. Alright, Echo. Oh, okay, this one isn't as long. Well, at least in terms of fighting. Just like 6 fights. I'm kind of curious what this would be. Because is this extra story in the sense that it's just like, it actually is just extra, it doesn't really connect to the main plot, or what? Because I don't know. I wouldn't expect this individual to actually be part of main story, but who knows? But then again, I guess it is called extra story, so I probably shouldn't have too much hopes on like actually thinking it's gonna be too connected. Maybe it's just like the facts will, but not like the actual event itself. "5:30 a.m. Universal Time. On the transport craft in Lower Orbit. The engine emits a low and steady hum. To some time, the cruise has become accustomed to the sound. You're just skipping the stuff where it's like it's describing what I'm actually looking at in Trip, because it's like, do I really need to read all of that? Especially since I actually have to read it. You were infiltrated by Huaju in City 75. Your mind beacon was forced into a corrupted mind. Oh, right, yeah. Luna. Forgot about that. Initiating a mind connection with a corrupted is unprecedented. After a thorough examination, we found that your mind beacon has been corrupted. And up until this point, you haven't been able to recover from the corruption. I'm sure you've also noticed that your mind has fallen into a constant state of intermittent memory replays. Memory replace isn't exactly the most appropriate term for your symptoms, but it'll do for the time being. In other words, you'll randomly fall into a chaotic storm of memory flashbacks without warning. Some of your repressed or supposedly forgotten thoughts, numerous fragments of memory will bombard your consciousness. There's nothing wrong with your physical body other than the mind beacon pollution, at least for now. The Science Council also wants to put you under constant observation to see whether any of your physiological functions will be affected by your corrupted mind beacon. But that's for later. I think you have more difficult challenges to tackle in the interim.
What happened in the underground cavern is enough for you to be court-martialed. Hey, shut up. I saved the world here. What did you do? You're still sitting here only because you were responsible for defeating the polyphage. Locking up the heroes responsible for defeating it would only cause an uproar among the people. The decision was made to allow you to continue field operations. Fuck you, Nicola. However, don't think your merits has offset the severity of the issue. Authorities won't simply let bygones be bygones. Well, I didn't see them do shit, so shut up. As long as the distrust remains, countless pairs of eyes will be watching your every move. How is there distrust in me? If anything, it should be distrust in Babylonia as a whole. Well, then again, I guess it's not like we made the whole truth about Alpha and Luna out into the world. It's still a secret. If we could have let it out, then maybe I actually would have done something, but it's not like that truth's been revealed yet. You do anything out of the ordinary during this time, even the president can't protect you. Nicola has always been blunt, paying no mind. You know what he meant? It was more of a reminder than a warning. I know. He's still a dick. Why are you telling me this? Because I have a suspicion that this isn't over yet. I need people I can trust and deploy when the time comes. That includes the Grey Ravens. I don't have time to have my people tangled up in bureaucracy, and neither do you. At the very least, soldiers should die on the battlefield, not on the gallows of those they serve. The most important thing for Eden now is to solve problems and defeat the enemy, not to go on a witch hunt against one of our own. As long as you prove your loyalty and your worth to Eden in the next battle, that supervision will naturally live. Or I guess maybe that's really the issue that it is, right? It's the fact that I'm corrupted, yet I'm still working for them. How close are you to Alpha to SS? I don't think I'm even that close, honestly. I think I still have a long way to go. I mean, I could probably check after this, but yeah. But yeah, I guess probably because I'm corrupted, they fear it's I'm gonna infect Babylonia or something like that, which, again, based on the circumstances, it's not too unrealistic to think that it is possible for that to happen with me still here. But at the same time, it's come on, man. You can't just put all the blame on me when I literally saved the fucking world. But right now, I've heard from Asimov about your problems. Do you want to stay in the ICU? Or continue duty on the front line? Of course, Conscious returns in an instant. Don't have the time to think about how long you were out. Said that the arc slicing through your memory was not an illusion. It's real. Inside the porthole, the unchanging scenery suddenly shifts with the appearance of an arc. Like a scimitar fresh from out of the forge, a gentle curved horizon forms in the afterglow of the golden light amid the sea of stars. And up until this moment, it finally reveals its true face. Someone seems to be calling out to you by your ear.
Good. PPC rewards are about to triple, so that should make it easy. Oh, okay, cool.
Love it. Huh? Suddenly turn your head to see Lucia saying before it looks of worry. Huh? Don't look directly at the sun without proper equipment. Even though the porthole is equipped with a filter, the UV light is still enough to burn your retinas. I'm fine. I was just lost in thought.
She's the one to say something, but before she can speak, she's interrupted by another harsh voice. Fluster and lights form the outline for elderly man here, with the same standard issue command uniform. Their meticulous pleat is as stern and upright as his expression. Though you're not coming face to face and there's no literal eye contact, also just presence subconsciously strained their posture as they meet his gaze. This is Hans speaking. I'll be the chief commander from this ground. Wait, what? Wait, hold up. Is this a different Hans, or is this the same one from back then? Who was part of the world government? I hope it's the same one. Asimov, the Science Council's chief technician, has already explained the specified matters of this mission to you. I won't go over them, as I'm sure most of you are already committed details of this mission to memory. However, given the lack of discipline among the construct squads I just witnessed, let me reiterate these orders to prevent further negligence. Let's begin the mission briefing. 24 hours ago. The battle against the Ascendants has come to an end. Your heroic deeds on the surface were astonishing. Unfortunately, the Parliament is unable to give you the medals and honors you deserve at the moment. Why the fuck not? Come on, man! After receiving this urgent assembly order, you probably realize new troubles have arisen and are imminent. Celica, project the information. Yes, President. Ah, okay, shit. Sanguine crystal clusters bloom on the surface in the shape of arteries, forming a cobweb of rivers entrenched in the surface. So the images are very blurry, even due to issues with the transmission. Perhaps the photographers who are facing external threats are unable to record everything. Asimov, since you were the first person to organize the data on the current situation, I think it's only appropriate you take it from here. Some of the teams that weren't dispatched during the last large-scale ground operation may be unaware of this, so I'll explain it briefly. As you can see, during our last ground operation, we uncovered dark red tides containing new forms of punishing virus. Right. Those teams who went to that area first. Based on their physical properties, the Science Council has decided on the name Red Tide for the time being. However, this is definitely not a natural phenomenon caused by the explosion and proliferation of red algae in the conventional ecological sense. This entity has nothing to do with water. After conducting an analysis of samples, the red liquid you see is the punishing virus itself. One of our consort teams engaged in direct confrontation with the Ascendants during a previous operation. Get to the point, Asimov. He doesn't want to say anything, right? Because it was like, why were they already there? What was the mission for? Was it always for that, or did they just happen to find it while they were focused on something else? That's the thing with Nikola. It's like, I can't really understand what he's intending to do with a lot of the missions. Like, I always know it's something deeper, but I can't always figure out what specifically. Nikola, let Asimov present whatever information he feels is pertinent to the mission. I won't repeat the specific details of the operation, only the results. The commandants present who have participated in previous operations have most likely encountered new forms of corrupted. These enemies are unlike conventional corrupted, said they're a form of pure punishing virus, possessing apparent biological features. More specifically, they represent an evolution of the punishing virus. Hetero creatures. Right. Because, like, we only saw a bit of, like, hetero creatures, I think, at, like, the abandoned space station. But then only after that, it was, like, it wasn't an abandoned satellite. It was one of the two. But then now it's like we've seen them again. The specific mechanism and reason are unknown. We don't know why the punishing virus is capable of self-evolution. How's it going? Yo, what's up, Ryuria? I'm doing alright. Just finally getting back to punching Grey Raven after all this time. The only thing we can say for certain is that they are created by the punching virus within the Red Tide. The Red Tide will devour machinery and organisms, then decompose them into nourishment for breeding hetero creatures. Okay. How's the room going? Making more progress? Originally, after repelling the Ascendants, the proliferation of the Red Tide began to diminish. However, we received a transmission from the recon team 24 hours ago. Mostly? Nice, glad to hear it. The Red Tide has resurfaced. The proliferation is different from last time, so we didn't realize the severity until it was already too late. The Red Tide is likely a relentless cancer, going into remission only to recur anew. The Red Tide initially lurked in an underground cavern that was designed as nuclear fallout shelter by City 75, circulating throughout the city underground waterways before reaching critical mass and emerging onto the surface. Right, because we did learn that, because it was like surrounding that monster, the polyphage. We dispatched our recon team to the city ruins to ensure that it was under our supervision. However, the characteristics of the Red Tide seems to fluctuate without rhyme or reason. In this regard, it's not a tide in the traditional sense, but more of a fluid organism that can act autonomously, kinda like a slime. Plus, the underground cavern was built in secret, so many places are in our blind spots. Ah, okay. That would make sense because, again, that information was hidden. Some underground waterways connect to nearby rivers through an intricate network of pipelines. Even if the rivers had dried up, the riverbeds and ravines are still there. A portion of the Red Tide was able to slip out in the city undetected through these blind spots. Moreover, as you just saw on the screen, the Red Tide has formed tributaries along the surface of the wasteland. After receiving this information from our scouts on the surface, the Science Council has conducted emergency tests on this form of the Red Tide. Fortunately, this Red Tide isn't as rampant as the first time, nor has it expanded to the point of becoming an unstoppable deluge. Unfortunately, its distribution is still far too prolific. The Red Tide has formed a real river dispersing into countless smaller tributaries. After calculating the course of the tributaries, we found one thing. They're headed toward the ocean. Oh, that's not good. It's headed towards the shoreline. If we allow the Red Tide to reach the shoreline, there's no turning back. Right, because we don't know if it could, like, expand itself to an even bigger, like, range, or because it would be in the ocean, we'd have to track the entire ocean at all times just to try to see if it's there. Not only that, it could also infect the organisms living there, like the sea life, or even the whale itself again, back in the ARU, and that wouldn't work. Or, I mean, that wouldn't be good. Unlike the ocean, land serves as an inorganic buffer zone that can block the Red Tide. There's no better medium for a wanton proliferation and spread of Red Tide than water. The whole sea will become corrupted, devoured and assimilated by the Red Tide. By that time, the punching virus will spread to every corner of the world. Right, because it will slowly but surely infect the land, like through the soil and all of that. In order to curb the spread of the Red Tide, Babylonians formulated a plan to bombard the Red Tide with the longest arsenal, referencing the plan made during the battle at the space station. The first step of this plan is to obtain the exact coordinates and location of the Red Tide. I see. Finally using the longest arsenal. It probably is for the better anyway to use it at that time, because at least it's not in a city where it's like there are inhabitants or it would get in the way of our people. Not to mention, we don't know how much we actually need to defeat the Red Tide, so at least it's almost guaranteed that we can defeat it with it. During the Golden Age, you only needed to send a request to SatNav system to obtain the specific coordinates for an area. But now these satellites have become corrupted by the punching virus, so we can no longer rely on them. Next, I'll brief everyone on the mission. As you wish, Mr. President. Celica. This device was probably developed by the Science Council. It's called the Bit Domain Node.
It'll be distributed to all team captains present at the beginning of the operation. Your task is to locate the edge of the red tide, insert the bit domain node, activate it, to protect it until you receive the evacuation order from Babylonia. The total coverage must include all of the red tide tributaries. We need to remove it all at once to ensure that no residual tide is left this time. You're attacked by hetero creatures during this period. Hold your position to ensure the integrity and security of the bit domain node. In order to ensure that this operation goes according to plan, we'll saturate our deployments, positionings, and attacks. 8 teams will be deployed to execute this calibration mission. Each team is composed of an elite task force led by a commander and several consort squads. The elite task force led by the commander will be responsible for deploying the node, while the consort teams will be responsible for protecting them in the interim. Hopefully, all 8 bit domain nodes will be deployed. That's the only ideal solution. However, Babylonia needs at least 3 bit domain nodes to be successfully deployed in order to obtain accurate enough coordinates. If you have any questions, please raise them now and Azimuth will explain the details to you. What is a bit domain node?
Where to start? It's not overly technical. It's a rush job used to temporarily replace satellites. The sat-nav system continuously broadcasts its current coordinates and time. However, thanks to the punishing virus, there were no navigation satellites available in low Earth orbit, so we had to use bit domain nodes instead. While they're deployed on the surface, they will measure the distance and angle between the other nodes, then continuously broadcast the signal to space.
Ah, okay.
After receiving the signal, Babylonia will calculate the specific coordinates of each node, then delineate the attack range for the longest arsenal. Babylonia will inform you after successfully receiving the signal and calculating the coordinates. Until then, you can't retreat. It should be noted that the current orbital altitude of Babylonia allows us to orbit Earth in about 2 hours. Signal from the nodes will only be received when passing through the airspace within the range of it. It's also why you need to defend the nodes upon activation.
Ah, okay. To make sure it sends the accurate enough information. And again, makes sense because it's not like you're just sending it from one position of Earth to another, but you're sending it to space.
Are there any other questions? Alright, there's just one more thing I'd like to add. Unlike when the red tide was found in City 75, the consistency is more like running water than thick mud this time. We aren't sure why.
Maybe to make it pass through water faster? Because, I mean, if it's biological, maybe it can actually be a bit more sentient than before. I'm just thinking. Especially if it was able to, like, kind of piece itself away. It is possible.
Regardless, all you need to know is that the concentration and volatility of the red tide are significantly less than it was before. Only when the tide rises will the punishing virus concentration reach the equivalent found in the dead zones. According to monitoring reports, low tide concentration is within the range of normal punishing zones.
Ready for one of my weird questions? Yeah, sure. Go for it.
This is one of the reasons why the recon team failed to notice the red tide had moved. Thankfully, however, this means that the protective devices enhanced by the Science Council on short notice are sufficient for working in proximity of the red tide for the duration of the mission. However, it's only for a short duration. Avoid close contact with the red tide after landing, especially during high tide.
That should suffice. Seems like everyone fully understands the mission and gravity of our dilemma. This presents an important opportunity for Babylonia to launch an attack, where we need to change orbit and reduce altitude to commence the attack, which puts us at risk of intersecting the network of corrupted satellites. As such, our anti-air defenses won't allow us to remain in position for very long. Ah, okay. So it needs to be like, we guaranteed. So that's also why, like, upon activation, we have to guard it so then it can reach the position in time for that one window of opportunity. Similarly, your mission is not to annihilate hetero creatures, but to deploy the bit domain nodes. The nodes aren't particularly difficult to deploy, but in a strategic sense, the mission is crucial. It requires a high degree of collaboration and team awareness from all of you. Avoid head-on confrontations and needless acts of heroism that do not otherwise serve the success of the mission.
Our top priority is to protect the nodes until Babylonia receives the coordinate data. I know that the commanders of the task force present are among the most elite. I do not question your ability. However, this situation needs neither personal heroism nor combat ability. What matters most are judgment and decision making for the overall benefit of the mission. Most of you are used to fighting solely with your team, so for this operation alone, I specially arranged Hans to act as chief commander of the calibration operation at ground level. Yes, Mr. President. 17 captains show faint expression of confusion at how an elderly man, seemingly a few years old, even has it, serving chief commander. For safety reasons, only the commandant of each task force has the authority to deploy their bit domain node. Please make accurate judgments and verify with Chief Commander Han before activating your bit domain node to ensure Babylonia receives the most accurate coordinates. The rise and fall of the red tide will greatly affect the real-time topographic changes within the combat zone. There may have already been significant changes with the duration of this meeting. In case of emergency, please follow Chief Commander Hans' orders. Okay. Yeah, so I'm thinking it is the Hans that I'm talking about. So any character or series that you would say has the potential sort of fan base? I don't know. I mean, that's the thing. I don't really check stuff out with like the fan bases as much, so I couldn't really say. So I can't really go into detail about like what we're talking about it, but I mean, based on our conversations, you already know what I would think of right off the bat. This concludes our mission briefing. As previously stated, give priority to my command. Don't question my judgment. Obeying orders is the first requirement of a soldier. Hope the force of Babylonia nowadays won't let me down. You met Chief Commander Hans? No, but he looks older than the president. Is he a bit old for going out on the front line? Say, good morning. Okay, first one I get, last one I get. I'm actually surprised about the second one. Who knows? Don't write off Chief Commander Han so easily. Must be a reason why the president arranged for this. Commander Chief Hans was born in the Golden Age. He experienced the post-pandemic age and the Acadia evacuation firsthand. I knew it! It was that Hans! I called it! And good, finally, someone who was from the Golden Age who isn't dead yet. Seriously, because it's like Nidhart, Trillard, the pilot, because what was his son's name? Watanabe's friend's father or something like that? Damn. I can't believe it. Well, at least I remember some of these names, but still. You feel me? Like, glad someone's still here. After that, he continued to work in the Center for Combat Intelligence as one of its core members. Right, because it was that he was going to be in a lesser position, but he was still going to be involved with the whole saving humanity thing. Which I am glad about, because again, he did also care about what was best for humanity at that time, before the world government started getting corrupted from the inside, to everyone working for their own means. I didn't expect that this operation would need someone of his caliber to join us. I'm sure he's seen his fair share of warfare and bloodshed, just like the president. He's bound to be strict on others. Yeah, because he was also Trillard's friend, so he was there for a lot of important stuff. Okay, yeah. I would say those are good summaries of those arguments. Don't take to heart what just happened. Thank you. I'm only stating a fact. His personal information is not confidential and can be accessed directly in the archives. There's nothing worth talking about in private. Lucia? Apologies, Commandant. What are you looking at? I'm just looking at the same thing you were, Commandant. Sunrise? Yes. You weren't just lost in thought, were you? What were you thinking about, Commandant? Sunrise at low Earth orbit looks completely different than it does on the surface. Is that what you were thinking? finally beginning to understand what you're thinking, Commandant. It's so bright. It's even overloading my visual components. In low Earth orbit, Babylonia completes one revolution around the Earth in approximately 2 hours. Such a sunrise occurs more than 12 times a day. All residents of Eden born in space have long been accustomed to such a spectacle. Rising and setting sun no longer serve as symbols of hope. Day and night are no longer measured in 24-hour cycles. People must rely on other ways to define their day. Much longer till landfall. 300 kilometers is not that far. Looking down from this height, the entirety of the blue planet is no longer in view, only the changing surface. Yeah, probably asked this too, but what do you say? I mean, of course, gonna be a main girl from Trio somehow. What else would I say? I guess also Estelle Bright. I mean, come on. I would also kind of have to say Dana from East 8. I mean, I know it's a Neo and Falcon game, but it's like still doesn't take away how much I felt for her for the entire game. And yeah, I can't think of any at like the top of my head because I would have to like make sure I check everything. Oh yeah, Alicia and Kiana as well from Honkai Impact 3rd. Oh, finally, I'm gonna get into a fight. God damn. Oh right, I was supposed to check how much longer until S2 for this one. Right, from Quincy, I believe. Oh wow, yeah, I need a lot. Okay, so I need 3 for each. So 1, 6, 7. So 21, 22. Wow, I need 22 of these. Well, that sucks. Let me also check how much until I get Alpha, because I'm also trying to get her to switch Lucia for the physical team. Oh, okay, so this is that new Luna Oblivion thing everyone was talking about. Let's see. Oh, okay, I need like 25 more. Okay. Alright, let's keep going. Oh, my bad. Wrong thing. Yeah, I'll do this on my own time. Oh, okay, should unlock you. I'm like, what's taking so long? Yeah, I was segment come. Okay. Yeah, forgot about Juna. Definitely another good character from Metaphor. Yufa, I haven't finished her stuff, so I'll have to check back on that. Velvet Crow, I might have to check that game. Berseria, was it? I might have to check that at some point. Agnes, yeah. Then would be 2 grandsons. And the last 2, okay. Yeah, I could definitely say. I respect that. Oh, right. Let me put my team. Let me put my full ice team, please. Oh, wait, first let me see what it says here. If I need, like... Okay, it doesn't tell me what specifically I would need. This area to... Oh, okay.
No, because yeah, I knew Velvet was from Berseria. I just haven't played that yet. I need to at some point.
Also, did you see today's kit for Star Rail? Basically, Blade but better.
Oh, okay. I saw a bit of it. I didn't go into too much depth for that. Just because I'm trying to focus on getting the Herda for now. And then I'll probably save for midday for later, possibly. Because it does seem interesting. I will have to go back and check more of his kit. Because I do remember it is... I remember hearing people say it's similar to Blade, but better. From seeing a lot of other content creators make videos about it.
Might as well the Herda. I'm like,
Ah, okay. Good. Okay. Because I'll probably just do the same as well. Because not that Aglaya is not good, but it's like because I don't have Sunday, it'd be kind of weird to get her considering she has a summon, I think. So it's like it wouldn't really work out for my team, or I just wouldn't be really using her to the best of her abilities. Oh my god. Wow, I actually picked the right team this time. Let's go.
yeah. Also, any healing he gets improves based on how many imagine you return the part. Oh, okay. I have both sides.
Wow, lucky. Yeah, because let's see. I think the only imaginary that I have like for it's like buffs and stuff is what's it called? Aventurine, but that's it. Because other than that, I have Velt for debuffs, Dark Ratio, it's a DPS or sub DPS, and Imbibed and Lunai. But I don't really have that many like supports for imaginary. Well, then again, I guess there is also Harmony Trailblazer, but that doesn't really work for what Midday does, I think.
Plan to switch our Harmony MC with Sunday and the Boo Hip.
Oh, okay. Very interested to see how that plays out. How much longer do I gotta wait? Well, latest information should have been uploaded to Babylonia. What's taking them so long? I don't know what's going on with the Captain either. I'm always left to do all the recon work here. I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. If they don't dispatch any reinforcements, this place is gonna... Who would have thought I had Wanchi on the team at just the perfect time?
That's crazy. Yeah, it will help him use his ultimate more frequently so he can apply physical.
Oh, right. Okay. I see. Clever. I didn't think about that initially, but now that you say it, that actually makes sense. Fortunately, the red tide is only quietly flowing and not surging out of control. The rock on which he stands still towers high above. The average device and the protective equipment strengthened by the support force on such short notice enable him to make observations from a relatively safe distance without fear of corruption. However, this could not continue much longer. It was only a sparse red tide tributary not long ago. Now it's completely inundated the area. Even if he proceeds with caution, he's better off leaving this area sooner rather than later. Not only is the punishing virus concentration rising, the red tide also brings life. Life to the punishing virus. .6 meters per second. Wind blowing from 4 o'clock. My sniper scope should move at a notch right to compensate for the wind. There's no end to them. This rock is about 20 meters in height. Without obstacles and regardless of meteorological conditions, maximum distance that can be visually measured should be 17 kilometers. In other words, the red tide tributary currently flowing below is extending at a speed of more than 17 kilometers a day. Looks like this is no laughing matter. I don't believe it. Shooting stars aren't visible during the day. But While she's going nice, he sees the vivid reflection of a metallic meteor, followed by a long trail of black smoke as it descends up to Earth.
Here are Midday's traces. Trace 1. When Midday is in an enhanced state and his health is... this one. He will exit enhanced state and regain a portion of his health. Oh, okay, cool. Trace 2. His crit rate increases based on a certain percentage of his max HP. Up to a certain max percentage. Oh, okay. So you want to emphasize that too. Trace 3. His enhanced build will increase even further when... Oh, okay.
So again, gonna want to position him to where he can aggro. I gotcha. That was fast. Sudden tremor to the aircraft's hull made every passenger's heart skip a beat. Thought she can catch you off guard because you had to bang against the hull of the aircraft. Normally you would be able to stabilize yourself, however your consciousness becomes shrouded in darkness before you're able to adjust your posture. During a memory playback, you will be completely pulled into a memory spiral. This overloaded information will make you unable to control your body and perceive what is happening around you. Fortunately, the playbacks dissipate as fast as they manifest. You may recount a certain duration of time subjectively, but only a few seconds may pass in real time. By the way, during this period, your subconscious will become hyperactive. You may be overcome with perplexing ideas and make bewildering decisions. That's because your brain processes a lot more information internally, but your subjective thinking can't keep up with the processing speed. I can't say for sure whether this will have a positive or negative impact. However, it's worth noting that the situation on the battlefield can change at a moment's notice. Since your memory playbacks are unpredictable and beyond your control, they may prove fatal in battle. What? And they still allowed me to go on this mission? It's pretty risky, but whatever. They probably think I could tough through it. Yeah, if his light gun increases magic's HP by a certain percentage, also boosts incoming healing, but his enhanced alter would take more health for... Oh, okay, so it's another kind of equivalent exchange kind of thing, but it helps enhance that more. Okay. V2 will also apply quake damage as a counter whenever it's... Wow, do quake damage too. And here I thought quake damage would have only been a part of a Divergent universe. Or simulated universe. Whatever the two it was. Yeah, I mean, I'm never going to go for Eidolons, because, like, come on. I did that the one time for Ron May and Firefly. I think that's all I'm ever going to do for, like, a long, long time. To be on the safe side, I advise against participating in battles that require direct confrontation with the enemy for the time being. Great. That's exactly the mission they put me in. Terrific. It's been quite some time, Grey Raven Commandant. Surprised to see me, I take it? To be honest, it took some effort to reach you. If Chairman Allen hadn't lobbied for me, I don't think this would be possible. I just hope I can get a witch, and I need to see Midday's animation. Right, true. So, I think it's crazy how they're going for, like, what is it, like 8 banners or something for, like, the Herda and Agalea thing? Like, seriously? I feel like that's definitely going too far. Miss Isla? The task force have all heard about the heroic deeds of the Grey Ravens at the Ascendants base.
I even heard about them in Babylonia. Have you been in direct contact with the Ascendants? Have you seen the Ascendant who attacked me on the space station? Never mind. He's not important. The only thing I care about is whether you find any sign of her in their base. What do you mean by her? Wait, what? Wait, no, but Gabriel was the one who attacked her, right? Or that took her friend, right? Who is she talking about? So I'll pain fill your head and your thoughts stagnate for a moment. Commandant? Sorry, I was lost in thought. It's turbulence. Stay put. Yeah, with Star Rail, I have a decent chance of getting S rank 5-star unit. Correct. Ah, okay, yeah. True, because I already failed for my food grade pulls because I lost the 50-50, so at least I'm guaranteed her to, as long as I have enough pulls for her. So it should be good. No, in a situation like this, that won't. The risk continues to escalate. Yeah, I'm scared that I might have to splurge a bit on that banner. Okay. Well, I mean, as long as you're not going crazy, I think that's fine. Because yeah, it's like, that's always the bad part, right? It's like, it's not about whether you spend a little, but it's like, if you can control yourself that much. The initial impact against the hull nearly knocks you unconscious. You struggle to move. Yeah, I made goals outside of Boot Hill where to get C6S5. At least need the unit and they're like, okay. Oh wow, okay, shit. So, never mind now. Seatbelt is now proven to be a death sentence. After the impact, repeated attempts to release the seatbelt are in vain. Asimov was right. Our memory playback. You're about to lay him to the slaughter. Dim haze of light, you catch a glimpse of construct teams evacuating the aircraft one after another. Hurry up and prepare for evacuation. I secured a bit domain node. Why won't we parachute out? Too late. Transport craft is stalled. It's too dangerous to parachute now. Brace for impact, Lucia. Help the commandant. Got it. As you're about to crash into the metal hull again, someone shoots your head and pulls you into their embrace. It's cold and familiar. Lucia? I've got you, Commander. Don't worry. Sometime later. Maybe it was just a few seconds. Maybe it was quite some time. But as the dust settled, the forced landing was closer to a crash landing. And the sound of a laser cutting metal by your ears. Live. Lucia. Don't move, Commandant. Hurry, Lucia. Get the Commandant out. Look around, you find the three constructs unfazed. You wonder forward, it's only a sign of damage. Lucia, set the Commandant down. I'll apply emergency aid. Alright. I explains as a former medic, it quickly stems the bleeding and bandages your wounds. Fortunately, it's just a flesh wound. It just looks more serious than what it actually is. Now's not the time to let your guard down. Watch your surroundings. Just wander about a barren wasteland, the crash site must be far off the beaten path leading toward the original destination. If it's just an ordinary wasteland, it wouldn't have mattered.
importantly, however, was where the crew crash landed.
What's that?
I was surprised the crash site is not just some remote location. Rather, it is amidst the tributaries of the Red Tide. More aptly put, they're at the bar to the tributaries. Though they are not inundated by the Red Tide, they are by no means out of harm's way. Sand billowing in the wind impairs visibility, making movement in any direction nigh impossible.
What's that sound?
The dust storm is too heavy. Can't see where we are. Huh? You see the comms request of an unknown signal. It's identified as a Babylonia consort.
Put it through, Lee. And you are?
Wanchi of Strikehawk.
I've been scouting this area.
You're at the heart of the Red Tide. Must leave immediately. Let the beacon in the area nearby. Move towards its direction.
Why are there human clothes?
It's too wide open here. You could easily lose the sense of distance. Probably thought they could cross the desert.
Wait a second. There's something in the jacket. It's a piece of paper? What's on it?
The remaining food and serum can't last us through the winter. We must move. We need to find enough food so Ray and the others can...
It looks like a torn diary. I see the date at the bottom. There's only one page left. The page of this paper looks like it's been burned.
The temperature difference between morning and night would be huge in this environment.
If they had to burn their diary to keep themselves warm, they're probably already...
Let's keep moving. See, I don't get it. I'm pressing the button, but it's not doing anything. Whatever, I'll just walk around. Okay, yeah, probably should not go there. What exactly are you doing? So I have no idea where to go. Hey, I'm trying, but it's not doing the thing that's telling me to do. Okay, here we go. Finally found it. But I can't die here. I still want to see him for one last time. My death has its value, I wouldn't complain at all. But I haven't brought anything back. Really? Yes? Watch out. Oh my god, that's what this was. Oh, it's these kinds of things, okay. That reminds me of those things in Ruffing Waves. Oh shit. Huh? Okay, it's showing me at my feet where I'm supposed to go. Okay. Beacon isn't far away. What I'm trying to do, man. Okay, here we go.
You should be safe here, right?
Ah, damn it, I didn't find the other two things. Fuck. Despite the dense layer of clouds overhead blowing out the sun, the Earth's surface is still scorching hot. Sand carried in the sky when a scorching wind stings your face.
There it is again. Liv, inject the commander with a serum. The red tide's beginning to rise again. Pressure concentration is rising at an unprecedented rate. That was the last one. What's the thing smashed in the landing? Bit domain nodes support frame and even a comms device for contacting the main force wall damage.
How long can we hold out?
Less than 2 hours. Sorry, Commander. I couldn't keep it safe.
It's okay, Liv. Do we really trust the construct that claims to be part of Strikehawk?
If he's one of Chrome's comrades, just a reminder, your cons have been on this whole time. I heard everything you've said. Just now, that was me. Quit looking around and get over here. Wanchi, correct? Thank you for...
Think me when we get out of this place.
Come with me.
What's going on here? You first. We ran into turbulence. Both sides are concise in their exchange. Lee's not one to mince words. Wachi's too lazy to waste words.
I figured. Otherwise, Eleni was a bit... If it was yesterday, Lenny here wouldn't have been such an issue. Unfortunately, you're a day late.
You mean...
The red tide hadn't reached this place until today. You'd better see it for yourself rather than me simply telling you. Let me start over. I'm Wanchi from Strikehawk of the task force. Chrome is my captain. I'm sure you've met. Since the last battle, Strikehawk has been investigating what's left of the red tide and searching for the location of Huaju in City 75. After hearing about the victory against the Polyphage, we stayed on the surface to continue monitoring the red tide. I was ordered by our captain to investigate the city's periphery. I was also the first person to inform Babylonia of the red tide's activity. Since Babylonia dispatched you here, I'll spare the details. I know who you are. Grey Raven, correct? Our captain mentioned you. Especially you, Xanthos. But, looks like his description wasn't exactly...
What was that sound earlier?
Oh, that. It's always lasts anywhere from 30 to 60 seconds.
That long?
Yeah, human ears can hear a part of it. The frequency is about 10 and 40 hertz. But you can probably only hear it above 20.
Whenever the sound starts, the red tide begins to spread.
What on earth?
Sounds like a whale song.
A whale song. Interesting analogy.
Human ears can only hear above 20 hertz. Whereas the vocalization of a blue whale is typically between 10 and 40. Humans refer to this as a whale song. But this isn't the ocean, it's a desert. How could it be a sound of whales? Not to mention that the light-devouring red tide rises whenever it appears. But
if it's a death knell, then it's far too serene.
Welcome Wanchi for what feels like ages. If drinking water exhausting, your legs equally so, you never knew hiking could be so difficult. Thus there's no place for talking. Sand is salty at every orifice. Opening your mouth is just an invitation for a mouthful of sand. Only for humans. Yellow sand also causes a great trouble for the mechanical joints of constructs. After we cross this section of land, let's repair our frames. Sand is clogging up our joints.
Commandant, your complexion.
Thank you. The farther you walk, the rock formations continue to lessen along with the density of the tributary. However, the oppressive sense of urgency still remains. If it's from the red tide before, it's now from surviving in such hostile conditions. From behind, you hear the whale song again. No longer in the area inundated by the red tide, the sound takes on more ethereal tone.
Let me tell you something about her while there's still time. We've been close friends since before we became constructs. She may be a starry-eyed idealist, but she's also the most pragmatic person I've ever met. When she acts mature, she's decisive to an extreme. When she acts naive, she's romantic to a fault.
For example?
For example, what do you think of that blue planet?
Earth?
Yeah.
The equatorial radius is 6,378.137 kilometers. Rotates from west to east and revolves around the sun. Third of the most planet in the solar system. Goes without saying that the feeling of gravity upon entering the atmosphere is always a memorable part of each mission.
I'm just waiting for Saber to try to get a copy and like,
Yeah, fair. I mean, I don't blame it. I mean, come on. It is a fake character in a Toyoverse game.
is that all? The task force commandants often get deployed to the surface. I don't think most residents born in Babylonia will ever know what the true gravity feels like. Some members of the archaeological team haven't even been to the surface. Anyway, what's it like to be on the surface? Full pity is 180. Sorry.
Wait, is it 180? I thought it was 160. Well, actually, no. I guess I have seen people try to go for 90 and then they get the failed one. So, yeah, I would say around that, yes. I mean, I usually get in at 160, but I wouldn't say that's the exact.
That's you completely getting lucky.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Then yes. What's it like on the surface? Why am I thinking about speaking with Isla before departure at a time like this?
What's it like on the surface?
What's up? Can't help but turn to look back. In the dense sand, you seem to spot a faint figure of a woman. Is that a shadow from the red tie? Question remains unanswered as it vanishes in the blink of an eye. I'm fine.
Okay, just keep moving. I finally finished my Acheron, so I'm happy. I've been stuck on traces. Because stupid ruined main boss. Oh, right, yeah, that.
It's a long trek. Suddenly, Wanchi stops at the front.
There's a kid at 2 o'clock. 200 meters.
What's someone doing in a place like this?
Enemy? This is best left for you to decide, Xanthos. You're the Grey Raven Commandant. Only you have the authority to assess our course of action.
You're just shifting the blame.
Of course not. I'm just an observer. Besides, you trust your commander's judgment more than I do, don't you?
He makes a fair point. On the expanse of bare hills and steep cliffs that stretches before your eyes. There's no sign of anyone.
Whoever was there is gone. Probably realized I had taken notice. Clever.
That person's avoiding humans.
Then we aren't looking for a corrupted. Commandant, that was a human. Is that a child? What's a child doing in such a hostile place like this?
You're right.
Humans can't survive in a place like this, let alone a child.
Let's go have a closer look.
Need to do more story, but I'm mainly focusing on building my 2 teams. Then I can push story. Ah, okay. Yeah. Good. Did you check your Crimson Weave stat?
Oh, yeah, I did. It was, I think I need, like, somewhere from, like, 22 shards to... Right? 3 shards and then... Yeah, I need, like, 22 shards before I can get her to double S. Only upon standing atop the hill do you suddenly get the bigger picture of the surrounding area. You clearly see the desolate desert, a cruel land of death. Right at this moment, your heart begins to tremble. Still thinking about this question, huh?
vast, primitive, and silent, as if it had remained like this since man first walked upright, or contained until man finally entered rest. You should be able to get more skulls because during synchronization, they're gonna give out triple the skulls for you. Ah, okay. I'll probably try to do that. The sun hangs high above the distant clouds. Though clouds cover the surface, the residual brilliance still blazes in proclamation of its existence. One, you get a million PPC scored, you can do ultimate PPC where they have old bosses for most. Oh, okay. Didn't know about that part. Let me screenshot that so that I can remember for later. Obviously, there's only one light source. See from Babylonia. It's merely just an incandescent ball of light. How can it illuminate such a vast land? Commandant, I'm detecting more than one thermal reading. Wait, that's... First instinct upon reaching the top of the hill is to peer into the distance. However, you missed a makeshift camp just below. Make sure to do the event stuff for the free S-Rank dispatch. Oh, okay. Wait, we get a free S-Rank dispatch? Nice. Yeah, don't worry, I'll make sure to do it. Like I said, I'm gonna at least try to finish this extra chapter, then I'll stream the event stuff. It's Haunted Team 1. And also... Find a camp, two distinct groups of people are facing each other. To one side, a ragged and close-knit group resembling refugees who have long since lived here. You go to the event tab in the main menu, you can see the S-Rank selected mission. Oh, okay. Either side, a fully armed squadron of elite soldiers set from Babylonia. So it appears that the latter obviously find the former. Not the breaking point for your vigilance to give way to unclad hostility. It'll take a few weeks, so you'll have plenty of time to get... Oh, okay. G Commander, this camp and its people are near the preset coordinates. They'll be caught in the blast. Should we force them to evacuate? I just min-max, so I've got a bunch of missions done. Oh, okay, cool. Do not fire unless fired upon. They don't pose any threat. Do not attempt to attack or resist. I don't want any sense of struggle. Oh, it's the kid. Grey Ravens, you're here. G Commander Hans. We lost contact with Team 6 for quite some time. I thought you hightailed it back to Babylonia. Regardless, we deployed redundancy teams. Your absence would have likely gone unnoticed. Our aircraft was hit with turbulence. We had no other choice but to make a crash landing. Sorry. Mind if I interrupt? I'm the construct in charge of reporting on the surface to Babylonia. One Chief Strikehawk. Right, the tiny tab at the far left of the menu. Spring Song Booms is the... Oh, okay. You. The President informed me that you were the first to report on the proliferation of the Red Tide's tributaries. Bingo. Let's cut to the chase instead of getting wrapped up in who's right and who's wrong. Holding them at gunpoint will only make matters worse, won't it? Lower your weapons, soldiers. We're from Babylonia. We're nothing of the sort. We're just troops on a mission. Babylonia will bombard this area with the longest arsenal soon. Please leave at once. You know what we're talking about? Not only about the longest arsenal, Also about the zero-point reactor, the hyperdrive, the great evacuation, all the history that's about to be forgotten by our children.
Wow. Dang, this old man knows a lot.
He must have been up for a long time. I already understand why you're here. Doing so well. Just hope you don't make too much of a commotion. Children need their rest. What was that? What do you say to them? You know what the weapon is capable of, so you must know this isn't the time to sit here and await destruction. You don't leave, you all die. I told them exactly that.
Take it easy, Lucia. Maybe we just weren't clear. Briefly put, this area will be overrun with punishing creatures soon. So Babylonia wants to eliminate them all in one fell swoop. One of the designated coordinates is near this camp. If you continue to stay here, you'll be caught in the shockwave. Even if Babylonia doesn't call down the strike, those monsters will attack you. You don't need to explain any further. As I've said, I know that you are elite forces from Babylonia. It's the pride and hope of mankind. After so many years, you returned to Earth only to bring us news of destruction. You know that you came here to destroy that red tide of monsters approaching from the west. You know what it is. Many of our colonies are falling victim to it. When you mentioned the longest arsenal, I already knew what repercussions we were going to face. That's what I told them. Tactics have always been simple and crude. It was before and it still is. I'm not surprised. Not obstruct your mission or interfere with the coordinates you set. Once you finish your mission, you're free to go. You'll die. You've already said that multiple times. When we die, so what? Look around you. This place is home only to a few hundred people scattered throughout. We've been through the great evacuation. In face of impending doom, some people boarded Eden. Others just barely missed the boat. The former lives a life of ease aboard Eden, while the other is left to eke out a life among the remnants of civilization. So look at the old veteran behind you. He no longer concerns himself with the likes of us after receiving his golden ticket out to the Doomsday Ark. Ever since the Great Evacuation, we have been living among annihilation. We've grown accustomed to it. And that's all, let these old bones go home to get some rest. Right, because in the end, it's not like we're telling them, hey, come to Babylonia with us, we'll let you live there. We're just telling them to leave. In the end, they'll have to go find another place, and that's no different because we won't be helping them. I'd at least like to keep my last ounce of dignity up until the end. This was an unexpected turn of events. I'll report this to Babylonia. Wait for my word. What about our mission to configure the nodes? The scene is normal.
Please wait, Chief Commander Hans. There's still people here.
Obeying orders is the first requirement of a soldier. Grey Raven Commandant, keep your constructs under control. Lucia?
Understood.
Now that you understand, why are you standing here? Proceed to your designated location to deploy the bit domain node on the double.
About that, my node was damaged in the crash.
Your uselessness is truly amazing. In that case, take your supplies and find a place to stay put. Don't get in my way. Damn. I knew Hans was stubborn, but why the hell?
Credo boss find the event is up. Need to record.
Oh, okay, cool. Have fun with it. Why didn't you give them further warning during the mission briefing? The scouts relayed back more intel than just that. Oh, god damn it, of course they're still keeping stuff from us. Because I already relayed it to Hans. That will suffice. In some regards, you're even more ruthless than me. So, you know what our subordinates think of us too, eh? Of course, I'm not deaf. I'm certainly not a fool. If it was really just a calibrating mission, then the Grey Raven Commander would have been enough to serve as the Chief Commander. Right, because I'm like, we're really going this far. Why? I mean, even if you were to say, like, my health was at stake, it was like, they could just put another random commander like we did at the ARU. No reason to go this far. They've encountered the Red Tide before, and their experience in active combat far exceeds that of others. Yet you chose Hans. Since the last battle in City 75, the Grey Raven Commander's condition has become unstable. Asimov still isn't sure whether it had any permanent impact on Xantos either mentally or physically. Moreover, the objective of this operation isn't combative. Rather, it requires cooperation to achieve a strategic goal. Since the Grey Ravens are used to fighting in isolation, Xantos may not be the most suitable choice as Chief Commander. The suitability of the Grey Ravens isn't the reason why you selected Hans. Some decisions and responsibilities cannot be left to the younger generation, even if there's only the slightest of risk. I trust Hans's judgment. He's our most prominent leader. He has enough experience to deal with any unforeseen issue that should arise. You're too kind and gentle to the younger generation. You keep sheltering them, it will only backfire. Nicola, you and I have too much weight on our shoulders, and too much blood on our hands. Friend and foe alike. We're remnants of the past. One day, history will use the guillotine to judge those disgraceful sins. At least spare the children from having to bear the responsibilities and sins of their forefathers. Our generation will be the one to sever the chains of hatred. In that case, why let them go down together? First and foremost, to observe whether Xantos is still suitable for serving as Grey Raven's commander. Wait, what? Why is my position on the line? That's the only one incident. And we needed to. Otherwise the Polyphage would have ruined Earth. Or maybe it's because I'm starting to glean too much into the truth, right? Because what with the stuff that happened in Fake Ascension and stuff regarding Huaju, it's like maybe I'm starting to get to learn some things I'm not supposed to know. And that would definitely be bad for the world government as a whole or something. Because, I mean, because of our involvement, a lot of more stuff has come out in the open. What with the stuff with Watanabe and the Forsaken in chapter 26 or 20, whatever it was. And then recently with the stuff in Polaris Bond with Lady Chu and Kalong. Secondly, sparing them from our responsibility doesn't mean asking them to turn a blind eye forever. One must face his own weakness to embrace the future. Like one to make the tough calls, right? Let me see what it is. You said it was a spring sign. Oh, okay. 210. Sweet. Oh, this one? Okay, so I can get Luminance, Entropy, Ember, Tenebrion, Pulse, Crimson Abyss, Veritas, Plum, Rigor, Laurel, Glory, Garnet, Imperia, Capriccio, Starfarer, Stigmata, Hyperreal, Collider. Wait, can I actually get Live Imperia? Please tell me I actually can. If I can, fuck yeah, I can do that, because I need a better fire healer than Sophia. Plus Imperia was amazing when it came to the Deadmaster fight. Crimson Abyss, what was that one again? Let me actually check. I want to make sure I have a good. Oh yeah, this was Crimson Abyss. But I could go for her too for the physical team. Okay, so yeah, this is Tenebrion, Ember. Okay, this is Pulse. Okay, this is Veritas. I don't think Pava was there. Wait, was Laurel there? I don't even remember. Oh, Laurel and Glory too? And Garnet? Fuck, there's too many good options. Ah, man, they're really making this tough on me. Wait, did they say Flambeau too? I just want to see if I could. Nope. Ah, man, that's gonna make it so hard for me to figure out who I want. Because, again, it's like, I would need Imperia for the Watanabe team. That would take it to the next level. I don't need Starfarer, because, again, I have Watanabe now. Stigmata should also be good for the physical. Same for Hyperreal. But I have BRS, so there's kind of no reason to get Hyperreal now. But Garnet would be good to change for Chrome on the Electric team. But I could also have Glory for the Ice team to switch with Chillin. Crimson Abyss, I'll probably give up on that one because it's like I can just keep gathering shards for her to then just get it normally. It's so hard to think about who I would choose though. You know, once I get to that point. Because I mean, Laurel's fine too, but it's like, I don't know. Just not used to Luna's thing yet. It's like I could try to summon the other Luna and then just not have to get this one. So it's like, it's mainly between getting Glory for the Ice team, Garnet for the Crimson Weave, or Imperia for Fire. And it's like, it's so tough to choose because they're all good in their own way. Maybe I'll save on the Chrome Glory for another time because it's like I just had the team and choose Shukra, so if I had to choose between Garnet or Imperia, that is so tough. I don't know which one I would choose. If anything, I would probably have to choose Imperia just because it's like I know she goes to dish out a lot of damage apart from just being the healer in the team as well. Whereas like Vera, yeah, she is a tank and has lightning, but at the same time it's like I haven't really, I don't know. I'll probably have to test on my own time and figure out what I want to do from there. So what exactly am I supposed to be doing? Clear Burning Sky a total of 50 times. Clear Void Tide. Wait, what's Void Tides anyway? I just want to see where that is. Okay, I don't think that's a Stars and Snare, but whatever. Again, figure that out later. Let me just do another one of, just continue this. Seriously, we barely got any fighting done in this. Time is fleeting like sand through an hourglass. Sand hangs on the western horizon, shedding light across the lower half of the sky and turning the night upon reaching its far. Oh, right, okay. Let me check this. After Chief Commander Hans had put the Grey Ravens on standby, they now watch from the sidelines as contacts for the Calibration Team 1 continue to configure coordinates. Upon receiving the serum supply, the service personnel has also finished repairing the protective devices used to combat the Red Tide. Theoretically, this is the safest you've been since the crash landing. However, anxiety still lingers in your heart. You can help but stand up and look to the east. Supposedly, the coastline is dozens of kilometers out. The area that Babylonia is to protect at all costs. However, regardless of how hard you strain your eyes as a human, you're unable to behold such a sight. Don't bother. The terrain here isn't high enough to see the coastline. Not to mention, with such poor weather conditions and low visibility here, human eyesight can't possibly see that far. Won't she? Get enough sleep? Cosmos don't have the concept of sleep. I'm just done taking a breather. How can you just loaf around at a time like this? Well, my mission was to pick up the calibration team sent by Babylonia. My work here is done. Can a guy kick up his feet a while? Sheesh. R&R ain't easy to come by. Don't you think it's time to change the gauze on your commandant's forehead? Thanks for the reminder, Wachi. No need to worry. No need to act tough, Commandant. Lucia? Understood. No amount of stubbornness will stop me from cleaning your wound, Commandant.
that the kid from earlier? Yona, I guess you won't be needing this. I just thought maybe. We're constructs. You don't need food in the conventional sense. But isn't that kiddo human? How time flies. Never expected to see a person from Eden with my own eyes. So, care for something to eat? The outside is worn down and rusty. We'll see to eat as long as the can doesn't bulge or leak. It says the last batch of cans produced before the Great Evacuation. These things can be preserved longer than you think. Even if it's only leftover soup from the past civilization. No, thanks. Very well. Sure, it's a bit preposterous for people who live in the clouds to eat gruel such as this. It's too precious for us to eat. You're showing us sympathy. Sure is surprising. It's nothing special. Some people used to go catch fish in the sea. But recently, those red creatures, hetero creatures you mentioned, have thrown everyone into a panic. No one dares to venture too far out of camp. I'm sorry. Why to send an apology? This isn't your fault. It's no one's. I scared you earlier, didn't I? I didn't mean to. Sometimes you just have to stand up for what you believe in. And what is that exactly? Certain death? Correct. We decided to stay here and await death. I don't get it. Same here. You may find our answer puzzling. A group of people choosing to stay here and wait for their death. Perhaps even a cruel joke. But this is how we genuinely feel. It was our intent from the very beginning. Why? Do you know about the Acadia evacuation? Yes. When faced with impending doom, some people boarded Eden. Lovers just barely missed the boat. Isn't that how the story goes? Yes. In reality, that's not what happened. It was entirely a matter of luck. Perhaps some people just simply didn't want to leave. Yes, some people were unfortunately unable to board Eden. The lovers remained because their loved ones didn't get a ticket into Eden. Some people stayed because they didn't want to abandon their homeland. Regardless of the reason, we chose to stay. We accepted our fate. After making this choice, we planted our roots here and continued to fight. But this place isn't suitable for humanity. It's indeed the case. Even though the wasteland is far from nearby cities and so the corrupted poses little threat, cruelty of nature provides no safe harbor. Look at the land around you. This dry and ugly land. We originally lived in the city. We decided on this place and built our home here, albeit after great difficulty. Why did you choose this place? Because nature is terrifying. When civilization collapses, nature reclaimed every corner of urban life. Without water, electricity, or natural gas, skyscrapers became nothing but steel cages. Everyone died without dignity, like animals. At first, we had the capacity to cremate or bury the bodies, but soon those alive couldn't bear it no more. The city was silent, corpses continued to pile up. I can imagine the despair, the silent smell of people you once knew decaying in the city you once loved. Many people died from the punishing virus, and many from infectious diseases. In order to survive, to avoid the corrupted, we left the city and ended up here. Not too close, but not too far. Here in this wasteland, watch over humanity's former glory. Who would have thought that a group of mice such as ourselves would still live here to this very day? Save your solemn expression. At first we thought we wouldn't even last a year, but actually it wasn't as bad as we thought. Thankfully we had relics of civilization. You see? Glass, metal, plastic, even solar panels can be recycled. Although the semiconductor film is almost worn out, we can still rely on it to produce some electricity. At least it's enough to keep a few lights on at night. These items may seem like worthless garbage to you, but they're treasures to us. Just like this land. My wife and I built our house on this land with our own hands. Maybe falling apart, always leaking, but it's my home. We may have lingered on our last breaths, but we keep each other going. 10 years I spent with her was a short, happy time in my unfortunate life. When she passed away, I buried her in a distant hill overlooking the sea. Most of my generation that chose to stay during the Great Evacuation has turned to dust beneath the wheel of history. Now there are only a dozen of us left. Descendants of those who died have now grown up and started to raise their own children. It came time to bury my old friends. I buried them on the same hill overlooking the sea. Standing here, we can look back on the glory of the past and see the tombstone of our old friends. If we were to leave, we would truly have nothing. Everything we cherish, believe, remember, and love would be completely shattered. Besides, even if you hadn't shown up, we wouldn't have lasted much longer. We scavenge all of our serum from the nearby city. It's bound to run out sooner or later. Everyone notices, so we're ready to die at any time. Arrival only means that we'll meet our fate sooner. People born here were never optimistic to begin with. Hopeless and destitute. Desire nothing so as to lose nothing. The only thing we have left is our love for this land. We knew our destination when we set on this path. Spent every day like it was our last. We were born here. We will die here. But having your lives suffered by living like this? No. You must know joy to know pain. We don't pursue the luxuries of Eden. We just want to be put to rest with our loved ones at our side when the time comes. You still have compassion. Please don't deprive us of our last request. What do you want to tell us all of this? Because I see weakness and timidity in your eyes. When all of this is over, you'll probably blame your incompetence and live with a heavy sense of guilt. So I want to tell you, don't feel any guilt. We've chosen our own path. You have completed your mission. Alright, that's enough. I don't think this place is worthless. Hearing someone from Eden say that, it's my little bit of solace before I'm fully put to rest. I mean, I get it. Because it's like, this was the only thing that felt like a civilization to them, as close to what was back then. Although not nearly the same, but there's the choice. And again, if we didn't give people the choice to choose how they live their lives, then we wouldn't be human anymore. And true, I think this is what Hassan means by like seeing if he should still be commanded, because it's like, sure, we deal with Ascendants and stuff, but what about when it comes to other people? Sometimes you need to know when to make the right call. Sometimes you need to understand what the right call really is, and to accept that responsibility and burden.
Because that's what it means to keep fighting, in this sense.
I don't know. I don't know what to do. How can they be so calm, yet saying they're already prepared to die? I can't wrap my head around it. It's all meaningless. I chose to become a construct because even if I'm no longer human, I still exist. My new hope is to continue fighting for those in need. I know everything I do has meaning.
People born here have never looked forward to the future. We knew our destination when we set foot on this path. We spent every day like it was our last.
Because you haven't hoped for a future from the beginning? Lucia, I don't know how we can make this right either.
Something more important than one's life. I received the latest orders from Babylonia. Under the premise of establishing the nodes within 24 hours and ensuring the success of the mission, according to the instructions of Articles 21 and 22, the World Government Disaster Relief and Emergency Assistance Act, if civilians are found while executing a mission, they must be evacuated to safety, regardless of force. Grey Raven. Mission clear? Yeah, it's gonna be a problem now, because we're gonna have to do it.
And it's like, that is the struggle, right? Because we can't say what's best for them necessarily, because we haven't been through what they said. Because again, it's like, we had the luxuries to have options because of like our strengths, our supplies and stuff, but they haven't. But at the same time, it's like, you can't really agree with the concept of just accepting death and just doing nothing. It's a tough call. Really? Is that what you think? Nothing strange about that. But she is different. Even though she's never been to Earth herself, she had all sorts of unrealistic fantasies about it. When she was still around, she always used to ask me if there were any humans left on Earth. Our primary school teachers all said that it was the cradle of life in our birthplace. But due to the punishing virus, we were forced to temporarily leave its embrace and protect it from Babylonia.
Oh, okay, my bad. I thought that was another talk.
I think so. Not everyone evacuated during Operation Acadia. There's bound to still be people on the surface. Don't our textbooks say that there were billions of people on the surface at one point? Obviously, it could probably only support a small fraction of the population. We were so naive back then, always sharing our childish fantasies. She told me how romantic it would be to reunite with our comrades on the surface. We're sharing the marvelous things we have seen and rejoice in song. But we never considered at that time. Why had those on the surface not come to Babylonia? What sort of life would they have had on the surface? What would people on the surface think of us?
Your vision returns. No wonders to be found here. Only helpless dismay. Grey Raven commanded. Can't even bother to follow orders now, I take it.
No, it's not that. Commanded is...
Enough. I don't have time for your excuses. Begin evacuating the refugees. If they aren't willing to cooperate, resort to more coercive measures. I don't agree with this. This kind of coercion ignores the will of others. It's wrong. Are you defying orders, Xanthos? Watch your attitude in every statement you make. You don't want to get court-martialed when all of this is said and done. Understood. Please give us some more time. Not all of the nodes have been deployed yet, have they? That's right. But let me make myself clear. Once the nodes are fully deployed, Babylonia will obliterate the surrounding area. You don't wish to be decimated along with it. I suggest you hurry up and complete your mission. Well, looks like I'm not needed here anymore. Catch you later. Gotta recharge my batteries. Damn, it really is crazy to see Hans grow this cold, where it's like, even with force, but again, it's like, he's a man of duty. He has to do what is necessary. Because that's the reality, because this red tide thing is a dangerous situation. It must be dealt with before it spirals out of control. And again, it's like, he's not saying to eliminate them at the very least, but still coercion is like, I didn't think that man would go that far. But again, I guess the times have really done a number on him. Not only physically, but mentally. Sir, Babylonia is going to unleash a wide-scale attack on the surrounding area. Please gather your family and evacuate immediately. Where do we evacuate to? Because the answer is simple. Nowhere. Yeah. Because again, that's the thing. That's what I was saying before. It's like, it's not like we're taking them with us to Babylonia. It's not like we're escorting them to a safe area. We're just telling them to leave. That doesn't do anything. That little bit of chance of survival, and at least living till tomorrow, is here. There is nowhere else. Eden has no exit tickets. There's no place on the surface that could be called a safe refuge. The conservation area has not yet been built. There's simply no way to accommodate all the displaced people. At present, there's only just enough time to evacuate the refugees to an area that will not be affected by the blast. Enough with the hypocrisy. Is this really in our best interest? Or do you not want to see us die before your very eyes? Look at you. Your conscience is just as repulsive as your actions. Moving us from our homeland will make you sleep better at night, but it won't make our lives any better. That's not what we intend on. That's the fourth household. Why are they so stubborn? The old man seems to be their leader. If he's willing to leave, others will probably follow. Agreed. There's several more door slams in their faces. Really face. It's you. Mister. I know why you're here. Then you should know my answer. I already told you. I still don't get it. Why? It's because we aren't looking at this from your point of view. I'm sure you understand, kiddo. Our point of view isn't as different from yours as you think. In your eyes, what is Babylonia? It's a bastion for humanity's strongest... No, it's not what I asked. I meant, what was Babylonia before the punishing virus and the Great Evacuation? It was humanity's first FTL colonization ship. Then why hasn't it taken you all into deep space? Because we lost Earth and want to take it back. Why do you want to take it back? Our mission is to take back humanity's homeland. That is our mission. That is the meaning of our existence. But this homeland is no longer of any use to you. Cities destroyed. Civilizations collapsed. Earth is now just a sea of ruins. Babylonia floats above Earth, just like we stand here in these ruins. Why not leave? You ever thought that taking back Earth might be meaningless? Now you are a construct, not a human being. You don't need to inherit the meaning of human existence. No, you're wrong. It's what we were born to do. That may have been why you were created. But that doesn't mean it has to be why you continue to exist. Much like how people should live, but they shouldn't just live.
There are far more important things than to just live. Do you understand now? This is the path I chose, just like this is the path each of you has chosen. Exactly. This is the path we chose, and this is the meaning we give our lives. We had nothing left. Our only driving force left is our attachment to this land. It's the only thing that supports our menial existence. Our last wish is to forever rest within its embrace. You'd think we're unreasonable choosing to die rather than to leave. I think you're being equally unreasonable. The irony of man. People could never reach a real mutual understanding. This land is our blood, sweat, and tears. Our history. Our memories. Everything we created, cherished, loved, and lost. As I have said, is to have an ounce of compassion. Please don't deprive us of our last request. Please respect our last will. We understand. Sorry to bother you. Goodbye. Don't you remember how you treated us when the evacuation started? You held us at gunpoint to prevent us from boarding Eden. You left us behind like junk, now you dare to come back and rescue us. Are you kidding me? The person she's confronting is none other than Hans. G-Commander Hans! You... Ah, great. It's not grating, but Hans and the old man who had just arrived once at the same time. Not good. Attention soldiers, drop what you're doing and prepare for battle. Hey, over to the west. Despite going to recharge his batteries, why don't you have been keeping watch this entire time? All the refugees have been evacuated inside the residence. All the hetero creatures are in. They're scattered all around the camp. They aren't paying attention to us yet. We must eliminate them right away. We can let them attack the citizens.
安らかに眠れ。大丈夫だ。虚々自決の是非。銃を持ってゴー。体力が計画だって終わりです。
Wait, the sound just stopped. The other creatures have retreated. Are you okay?
I'm okay. Behind you. Don't get careless, Lucia. Was that the last one?
Yeah, the song is stopped. Shouldn't be any more hetero creatures. That sound is...
What a drag.
Hetero creatures have started appearing here too.
Those things are already here. The red tide must be close by. But kind of interesting, they don't really show that same ideology that they're fine with dying here, because otherwise why would you be scared? I mean, I know it's a natural instinct, but it goes against the whole point. Alright, let's just go through one more. Didn't you see those monsters just now? You stay here, they'll kill you before Babylonia does.
That's what fate had in store for us, and so be it.
Our bodies will turn to dust and our souls will return to earth. To hell with fate. There's no reasoning with you. This will be all for nothing.
Have either you seen Ray? Where is he? You saw him, didn't you? He was right next to me. Please remain calm. Where's Ray?
That boy from before? Did he get scared in all the chaos and hide somewhere? I didn't see him. Neither did I. You're looking for the kid. I'm pretty sure he ran to the west when all the fighting broke out.
The west? But that's...
Hey, I meant, he's just a child. He couldn't have gone far. I'm sure we can still catch up to him. Well then, let's... Grey Ravens. There's no time to waste on such trivial matters. You got that much free time on your hands, it would be best at guarding against attacks from hetero creatures. But, Chief Commander, Team 3 just sent a comm link. They deployed the bit domain node. Good. What about the other teams? Team 2 and Team 5 were also attacked by hetero creatures. The bit domain nodes were destroyed. The news from Team 4, Team 7 and 8 are still exploring the red tide periphery. It's uncertain whether they can deploy their nodes. What is the casualty report? 30%. Hear that, Grey Ravens? You're here playing hide and seek while countless others are fighting up ahead. Our troops are getting wounded and giving their lives for this cause. I've given you a compromise, but it seems you're still unable to complete your mission. Do you know whose time you're wasting in this place? You're wasting the time and lives of your comrades. We had no energy to waste on such trivial matters. If you can't persuade them to leave, use force. You don't want to use force, then let them stay here and await their death. Our mission is far greater than their lives. You've forgotten what the CTO said. Once the red tide spreads to the coastline, not only will the people here die, the entire earth will fall. But you squander your senseless kindness on such trivial matters. You thought about the fate of humanity for even a minute. And the thing is, he would care about his comrades' lives, those on the front lines, like the soldiers and constructs, because that's what he failed in. That if he could have given better direction and acted more appropriately to some scenarios, he could have saved some of them.
But still, you abandoned the interest of the greater good for your own personal interest. I think you should go back to FOS College and read the military code until you can recite it verbatim. You disappoint me. I thought your reputation would precede itself as the chief of FOS. But I guess Ron Wood can't be carved after all. Find a corner and stay out of my sight. I don't want to see you until Babylonia issues the evacuation order. Of course, if you choose to stay here and await death, I'm not within my power to say otherwise. That's exactly what someone fortunate enough to board Eden would say. For the greater good. How righteous. That never gets old. How morally sound. I am truly amazed. He turns his gun on his own compatriots while preaching about greater good. Should you trample on our last wishes under the banner of righteousness now? I don't know what we should do. I can understand why they don't want to leave this place. There must be something precious here that they don't want to give up. But I also understand why Chief Commander Hans has made this decision. He's considering the fate of humanity. Individual will versus the greater good. Why are we still forced to make binary choices between one or the other? If using the company of your 3 comrades, you walk outside the camp alone. The current developments seems to be the only way to clear the whirlwind of thoughts glowing in your mind. You planned on coming here to think alone. You see a familiar figure in the corner. Oh, it's you. Where's your team, Xanthos? I came here alone. What's with the face? You don't think I was waiting for you here, do you? An hand signal you did. That's a secret code used in FOS. Didn't you call me here? That's what the captain taught me. You come away in his spare time. He said the whole FOS commandants know it. I was just born and it came to mind. Never thought I'd actually use it. Only then did I clearly realize that you really are from FOS College like my captain. After all, you don't look the type. So, what is it? The recent turn of events. The Science Council has been able to fully analyze the Red Tide. But you've heard it too, haven't you? That song. Bingo. I was the first scout to find the Red Tide, tributaries, and break the news to Babylonia. I thought Babylonia would have a more methodical strategy, but in the end it's just relying on brute force. Time is of the essence. Of course. Save for another time. I'm curious about something though. Grey Raven infiltrated the Ascendants' underground base and had a direct confrontation with them, correct? I suspected as much. So, did your team heard this sound before? In other words, this is a special case, or a new development. Well, as a scout, our worst nightmare is a lack of intel on the battlefield. Even a minor omission can be disastrous. I understand the urgency, but implementing a strategy without knowing the whole picture, how can they guarantee that the longest arsenal will be enough to stop the Red Tide? I mean, a widespread attack is our best course of action based on existing intel. But that doesn't mean it's the solution to our problem. I figured that direction is where his dad would have been. Yes. He's my son.
Where's he now?
Several days ago, he said he was going to the ruins to help us look for cans. And then, he never came back. When I tried to look for him, I heard his voice. Coming from that red liquid.
Oh, the red tide. Ah, shit, I see. So that's where the kid went.
I knew what that meant. We lost a lot of our people that way. Either for falling in or getting splashed and corrupted by it. Stopping breathing after a few days. At first, many people were drawn to it. Later, everyone understood that even if the voice of a loved one came from it, you should never get close to it. Don't listen to the siren's call. The child Ray, he doesn't know. I don't have the heart to tell him. His father is already dead. I know our decision must seem ridiculous to you, but please help fulfill my last wish. Or at least let me be with Ray until the very end. I don't want to die alone here. I had nothing left.
I get it. Get what? This is why you brought me here. Isn't it? I didn't say anything.
You don't have to. I'm just a scout acting alone. Chief Commander Hans isn't my commanding officer. I'm free to act as I please until my captain issues the second phase of my orders. You know what this means, don't you?
Yep.
Your decisiveness is quite endearing. No wonder my captain thinks so fondly of you. But understand one thing. No one can guarantee what we're doing is right, or that everything will end happily ever after. No one will know how you put everything on the line. No one will thank you. You may even be court-martialed. Knowing this, do you still want to continue?
Yep. Let's go.
Hey, you hiding back there. Did you catch that? Your commandant gave the okay.
Commandant, you mustn't. Unauthorized actions are equivalent to fleeing the battlefield. You'll be labeled a defector for going rogue, and a normal army could be executed on the spot.
Well, Hans did say he didn't care what I did. He said to stay away from interfering with them.
This wouldn't be interfering.
Not to mention putting yourself in danger.
We don't have much time left. Once the last node is deployed, Babylonia won't wait to begin evacuation. Lee, believe me, if we don't hold on to this, you'll never be able to forgive yourself. You put it that way, you can't save everyone, but at least save those you can touch. Can you just take it easy for a day? I've always trusted your judgment. You're our commandant. You insist, take us with you. No. You mean this time is different? You always surprise me, Commandant. You're right. If the Grey Ravens just got up and left, we'd all be labeled defectors. But now's not the time to do things by the book, right? The Grey Ravens aren't afraid of being court-martialed. If there are any criminal charges, we'll face the repercussions together. That's not it. I need you all to stay here. Leave. You know what I mean. This isn't for your own good. It's for the good of everyone. You want us to help maintain our forces and be ready to respond to any potential threat. Correct? Understood. I'll inform Lucy and Liv. Return in one piece. We won't leave without you. The Grey Ravens will always be as one. Take this with you. Press the top to activate the node. I disassembled it and made some minor modifications. You just need to activate it. Take it with you. The
The comms device has been repaired, but the reception here is unstable. If it exceeds 30 kilometers, you won't be able to maintain a stable connection. Obviously, I hope you don't end up going that far. Lee, don't look at me like that's exactly what you plan on doing. Remember, we won't evacuate until you come back. And you... What's up? Our commandant. Yeah, I got it. Don't let anything happen to our commandant. Damn. Alright. Just do one last battle and then we'll be done. Downline to refugee camp gradually fades into the distance and the temperature begins to drop rapidly. Like the wilderness, the few refugees scattered throughout the camp were enough to dispel the cold from their breath alone. Why didn't you put on a thermal suit? It's too heavy and hinders movement. Why are you willing to throw your life away for someone you just met? You really are something else. Let's stop for some water. Remember the terrain up ahead. As long as you didn't jump into the red tide, we should be right on him. Thank you. Don't mention it. Sorry, just trying to connect my rare pod for this. Your intermittent daydreaming has been acting up recently, hasn't it? How could you tell? I used to be in the medical corps. I still got an eye for that sort of stuff. It happens frequently and without warning. Symptoms don't correspond to any disease I recall. What's wrong? Don't worry about it. Alright. If that's the case, I'll stop bugging you about it. Anyway, I already know about your condition. I won't let it happen when everything is on the line again. Why'd you bring me out here? You say all of that to me on purpose? Not just for me, it's for Lee as well. Huh. Clever. I'm starting to see why my captain thinks of Grey Raven so highly. Correct. I could have easily found this child by myself. Constructs move faster without having to drag a human along. But you did anyway. Because I was curious. Curious about what caused the red tide and the evolution of the punishing virus. Even though you remain quiet, you can't help but think of that colossal nightmare. The other creature known as Polyphage, the same creature that nearly spelled doom for Grey Raven. This is a monster bred by the Ascendants, the Polyphage. It's similar to the rail heterozygotes we have encountered before. At the preliminary analysis, we determined that it's also driven by heterocore fragments. However, the situation is fundamentally different from that on Agdalek. Even though both are driven by heterocore fragments, the Polyphage is far more complex than the rail heterozygote. It's not a heterozygote, rather a new type of punishing creature that simulates organisms on Earth through evolution. In other words, it's a hetero creature. Although there is no conclusive evidence, we reasonably suspect that the heterocore fragments within it not only serve as a power source for its own existence, but also triggers the red tide. Otherwise, the timing of the two would be too coincidental. It's about the battle with the Ascendants. Information on the Polyphage has been released, but the fact that they contain heterocore fragments is still top secret. Xanthos, hope that you can keep the events of what happened underground that day confidential. Of course, be sure to pass on this message to your team, word for word. But why is that such an issue to keep a secret? Wouldn't it be better to know to avoid both of them? Or is it that it would cause more mass hysteria because they'd be having to face two imminent threats at the same time rather than just the one? Everyone's been silent about what happened that day. Yeah, because again, why? That's the thing I don't understand. It's like, this information could help. They could fortify their defenses, come up with new strategies, but why do we need to keep this a secret? Like, the Alpha and Luna stuff, sure, I get it. But why would this other stuff have to do with it? Well, we're scouts. It's not hard for us to piece together the clues. Not long after we received reports of the victory in the front line, the surging red tide suddenly went inert.
I beg your pardon?
You guessed it. Even with the recent surging of the red tide, it's become far less turbulent than what it once was. Even at high tide, the punishing concentration is far lower than what it once was. In other words, the red tide is weakened. What did you do to cause it? Oh! The polyphage. I see. So the red tide can act on its own, but because it always needs to create a bigger form, it can't be active as much or do anything abrupt. So it needs the polyphage to kind of act like a catalyst, or like as the control unit. Yeah, that has to be it. You still need to keep quiet. No matter. Your answer won't have any bearing on my conclusion anyway. Oh, I didn't know what that was. Shit. I thought shaking my head was agreeing with it. Whatever. Even if Babylonia isn't willing to disclose any information, there's one similarity with our current situation. Based on their pure concentration of the punishing virus, these things are essentially the same as the heterocore encountered in the space station. It's the fragment that hit Aslam, the only heterocore fragment that fell from the space station. Alright, never mind. I can tell by the look on your face. The once inert red tide has begun to surge once more into a tributary. We can't use conventional rules and logic to infer something like the red tide. That being said, we can't completely ignore the underlying meaning, can we? Looking across these tributaries, what do you think we would see at the end of it? At the time, Babylonia concentrated all its energy on the prism, and at the heterocore with pinpoint precision. Even then, they failed to completely destroy it. What makes them so confident that a widespread attack on the surface will finally put an end to this? A wider blast means that the damage output to any singular target is drastically reduced.
Right. That is true. Which again shows like it's the same kind of concept for like if you were to use a sniper and a machine gun. Sure, you'd hit a wider spread, but the bullets wouldn't hit nearly as hard as one sniper could.
But what if, and I mean what if, the red tide has a source? Destroying the source of the red tide wouldn't cause it to disappear, but it wouldn't be able to surge relentlessly. Then we would have to figure out an effective method to combat the red tide, or eliminate it sooner or later. It's only a matter of time.
So that's what they were trying to do. They were trying to find a source. But maybe because of my connection with Luna, when I was trying to remove her from the polyphage, I can probably have a better sense as to where the core would be. Because I'm still kind of corrupted myself, right?
That's why I need you. Only commandants have the authority to deploy the bit domain node, right?
Oh, to guarantee we hit it.
Your team member, Lee, senses this too.
Far more daring than what I imagined.
That's because my captain told me about something that's written in your student manuals. As a valedictorian of FOS College, I'm sure you know it. Exceptions prove the rule.
And destroy the battle plan.
Hurrah. So Chrome has heard that saying too. He's indeed a top student. That's why he's required to know everything. But if Kamui didn't pester him, he wouldn't have made this an interesting story. After all, I'm a sniper. The sniper's motto is, reach out and touch someone.
I thought you were more indifferent to these things.
You're right. I don't care about what you're tangled up in. Whether that be with them or with the Chief Commander Hans, those poor people are just caught up in the universal values of the past.
Then why get involved?
No real reason. I know a man who was kind to me, but I couldn't repay him. Until now.
Oh.
Just an outsider from the Golden Age. That being said, he's far more interesting than someone who drowned in the glory of the Golden Age.
What? Maybe the old man?
Enough about this. There's a solution to everything, even if it might not be common practice. I just want to use my method to see if it can solve this crisis. I just want all of this to end quickly so I can get some proper shut-eye without having to worry about anything. What about you? Why do you want to get involved? I just think that we should never give up hope. Is that so? I see. Well, enough about this. Our top priority now is to find the kid. Waji's cool. That kid should be nearby. Time to wake up and observe the environment. Ah, boy. Shit. The red tide will rise when the sound starts. Don't go in. Find somewhere to land in advance. Keep moving. Those traces should be footprints. Still fairly new. Just become a kid.
長く眠れることは幸せなことだよ。
Ah, shit. Damn it. Yeah.
今回は眠るつもりはないよ。激殺の時間だ。
Nope. Nope. Damn it. Sounds kind of bad. Yeah, I'm trying to put it. I think that's the next area. It's gone. Continue with the operation. Ah, damn it. I ran into it. Come on. Nearby should be found. Luckily, the winning tide haven't erased the footprints yet. This way. What is the tide of it back again? The traces are gone. Search around. There are 3 spots we can use to hide from the tide. The kid must have stopped here. Hope he didn't encounter any header creature or jumped into the tide.
激殺の時間だ。もう寝る時間だよ、君たち。今回は眠るつもりはないよ。
Something's not right. Rise and fall, the red tide had no pattern. How did my kid manage to avoid all the danger to get here? Nope. Okay. Damn, lost a bit of health there. Okay, I can go there, at least. The red tide's falling. Continue the search. Or I can't stand there. The red tide is right ahead. So I'm not gonna jump in. See scratch marks. Why are they standing for so long? You see anything? Something is guiding me. Looks like we don't need to waste our time here. The kid has already gone back. One turn back?
Of course not. If it's a river, it must be a source.
So before we reach the limit of our comms, looks like I don't have to remind you.
Looks like you're okay. Searching for the source of the red tide. Got it. I trust your judgment until Lucian live. I'm not sure how much time I can buy you. Come back ASAP before your protected device reaches its limit. Hey, Strikehawk.
What's up?
Our commandant.
Yeah, I got it.
So,
Let's go. Let's cross this area.
even if we don't know what awaits us there. Nice. Alright, and just in time. Alright, so I'm halfway there in regards to the combat. So I gotta check this other stuff. But that's gonna be the end of the stream for today. I'm honestly surprised we still haven't met whoever this is supposed to be yet, but I guess maybe that's gonna come later. Yeah. At least finally getting back to some extra chapter stuff after all this time. Especially with how long I made Polaris Bond, just because there was just so much dialogue going on there. Yeah. I'll see if maybe I can stream more tonight, because I kind of want to do a bit more, but I don't know if I'm going to do more Punishing Grey Raven, or if I'll switch to Metaphor and do more of the grinding there. I don't know. You guys will know when I get back on the stream. But let me give a huge shout out to everyone who showed up. So shout out to both Guardian Soulblade and Ryuya for both showing up at the stream. Great chat with you guys. And yes, I do know the Honkai Impact 3rd update for the next part of the chapter has come out for part 2. I'll make sure to do that sometime this next week. I'll at least try to do some of it before we get the update for Honkai Star Rail. Because I don't know if that's also going to have extra story or whatnot, but better to get that out of the way sooner rather than later. But if you guys do enjoy the streams but are not already following the channel, please make sure to leave a follow. Much appreciated. Trying to hit 75 followers before the end of the year. Check out my YouTube channel where I post all the VODs. Please make sure you subscribe to it. You're already checking them out. You do enjoy them. Join the Discord, you guys not already. But still, it's an interesting kind of chapter this is, because again, it's going on the premise of like what is really best for the people who are really trying to live their lives accordingly. It's quite the conundrum here. So I'm interested to see how the command decides to take this. But this is Miss Xantos Vice. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. See you guys next time.